Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Fall 2023 Peace Conference, Peaceful Solution Conference. It's great to see everybody here today. I see a lot of familiar faces, and warmest of welcomes to everybody here who traveled. Before we get started, I want to remind everybody that there's refreshments in the back. There's coffee, there's snacks, there's whatever you need, so go back there and get your fill. Also, let me see a show of hands. How many people traveled from out of state to get here today? Nice. Awesome. So welcome here. It's great to see you all again. The theme for today's event is rebuilding society one choice at a time through the peaceful solution. And a quick look at the news, or even just walking out in society or going to work on your daily your work, makes it glaringly clear that society is in a total state of disrepair. There's a lot of problems going on and is in need of a complete and thorough reconstruction. If you look at the leadership in society today, the people that are supposed to be running the world, people who were once viewed with much respect, much admiration, a lot of times they're now almost a laughingstock. You know, you see arguments and squabbles that go on between people that are running our countries that, you know, you would see in high school or like at kids at a lunchroom table. And, these are the people who are supposed to be leading our countries. Now, I know all of us, definitely a lot of us here in the United States, are very well familiar with the declining economy. You know, our nation right now is in more debt than it's ever been. The cost of living is going up and up steadily. And, the wages aren't necessarily going up. But I want to read y'all an article. There's a lot of people kind of referring to today's economical situation as the silent depression. I want to read y'all an article from Forbes. It was written by a man named Jack Kelly. And it says, while the United States does not have a 25% unemployment rate like the 1930s, many Americans feel like they are struggling, worried about their deteriorating financial situation, and are working harder and longer hours only to stagnate or fall behind. A lot of people refer to this as the silent depression, comparing the current times to the era of the Great Depression. American households have incurred more than $1 trillion in credit card debt, tapped into their 401ks, and many are unable to purchase a home as mortgage rates have soared past 7%. Unlike previous generations, young adults face limited social mobility and difficulty getting established. High levels of personal debt from loans, credit cards, expenses like medical bills can make it nearly impossible to save or invest money to build a nest egg for the future. So this is the current state of, the younger generation who are supposed to be able to grow older and run society today, and their affairs are in disrepair. Their mental states are declining. Everyone's mental state is declining. And so that's not great at all. You have a lot of depression, mental trauma caused by all sorts of problems in society, suffered by everyone from the young generation to the older generation, whether they realize it or not. Crime rates are still going steady. In fact, someone was stabbed just a few weeks ago out in the open here in Abilene. So that's pretty crazy. There's also the hatred and racism and lack of respect, discrimination shown towards all sorts of marginalized groups here in the United States and all over the world, simply because of their skin color, because of their religion, because of their ethnicity, because of their identity, whatever it might be. And then there's the constant tension and the threat of war between the nations. You know, you have the United States, you have China, you have Russia, you have Ukraine, you have Taiwan, and all these countries and nations who are in disagreement over resources, over land, over religion, over ideas, and they're constantly battling and squabbling amongst each other. And then we have the growing threat of nuclear war. You know, and former President Donald Trump keeps mentioning that we're closer to World War III now than we've ever been. So there's all kinds of problems going on in society, and I could go on all day long listing problems that are taking place, and I won't, because all of us are well aware of them. If you live in society, which we all do, you see a nice dose of them every single day. But today we're going to bring solutions. We're going to bring solutions and show how, although we're a small group at the Peaceful Solution, we're working hard to be part of the change that can take place in society. We're trying to be pioneers of this change. Our belief and practice here at the Peaceful Solution is that by reteaching these foundational morals that were once in society, that have all but lost in today's society, by reteaching these morals, we can rebuild the society and bring it back, or bring it to a standard of peace, which is what everybody in society wants. They want peace. If their head's in the right place, they want peace, that is. Hopefully all of our heads are in the right place. I want to give props to the younger generation, particularly my generation and the generations younger than me, because, a lot of them are really crying out and they're like, hey, there's a problem here. We're the ones who have to grow up and live in this society that y'all have created. We didn't create it. We didn't ask to be here, many of them will say, but we have to live in it one way or the other. And, we have to live with the declining climate change going crazy. We have to live with, everybody being depressed and miserable because we can't survive. We have to live with all of these problems that have been created before us, and we want to change it. And that's what they're saying. So I have to give a lot of props to the younger generation, because they see the problems, they see the issues, and they're standing up against them. Whether or not they have all the answers, whether or not we have all the solutions, that's what we're here for as the Peaceful Solution, is to offer solutions to these problems. So that's the first important step, though. The most important step is realizing that, hey, there's a problem and it needs to be fixed. Because if we can't admit there's a problem, there's no way we'll be able to take steps to solve it. So we're starting to see that there's a problem. And that's what this young generation is doing, and I really give them a lot of props for that. Today we're going to show an outline as the Peaceful Solution. We're going to show an outline how through simple concepts like ownership, respect, learning to respect other people's belongings, ask. Some of the songs that I heard earlier growing up in the Peaceful Solution are like implanted and ingrained, burned and seared into my childhood, and which is a great thing. I'm not saying that like it's a bad thing. And you know every single word, and you're singing them as kids, so that's incredible. But ownership, respect, asking, not stealing, self-control, honesty, being responsible, accepting others, regardless of differences. All of these things, when we bring them back into society, we can start to solve the problems that we see in society. We're also going to talk about how the Peaceful Solution is continuing to spread throughout the world, how we're starting schools in different places, teaching people, teaching thousands of people all throughout the world, in South America, here in the United States, in Africa, in Europe, all throughout the world. And I know many of y'all are here from those places. So to go ahead and start this wonderful event, I'd like everybody to give a round of applause to our partners in peace who are going to take it away and start today's events.
Welcome back to this fall 2023 one-day event. I want to thank all of you for taking your time to join us today. As you know, our theme for this event is rebuilding our society one step at a time through the Peaceful Solution Character Education Program. As it states, it's evident that we can't expect this change overnight, but we can make baby steps to a better society starting now. And just by your willingness alone, I see that all of you have started. This morning, we are going to start the program off with some of our youth who have seen a slither of what the conditions of the world is today and are horrified as to what their future will look like. It's about time we as a society and team do something about it. I know not only have they the knowledge for the problems, but they also have a solution and will bring us some hope today. Please give a warm welcome to our children of today, but tomorrow's future.
What's the world coming to? Is there any hope? Have you seen the headlines in today's news?
No. Can you read some of them?
A 13-year-old girl kidnapped in Texas. Mayor assassinated in broad daylight. Subs explosions killing 5 people.
Wow, it's all bad news. What's the world coming to? Is there any hope?
Hey, let's not be sad. We can teach them the peaceful solution.
Hey, you're right. The Peaceful Solution Character Education Program can change their hearts and minds. It can stop the hatred, crimes, and wars we see in our society today.
It can teach people to make right choices.
Choices that show self-control, tolerance, and respect. And empathy and compassion, too. So choose the peaceful solution so we can rebuild our society one choice at a time.
That was amazing, don't you think? It took us a little bit, but it was. The things that our children know and understand baffles me sometimes. I know at their age, I was not thinking about a peaceful solution. Okay, so what they left me with is there is hope for us through the peaceful solution and the positive character traits. As you listen to our other great speakers, I want you to chew on that and challenge yourself to embrace and apply concepts that you learned today. The author of the Peaceful Solution, Yisrael Hawkins, invited us to practice his programs for a trial of 30 days to see the results that it brings. He went as far as to say that it can eradicate all problems, all wars, and disagreements. So let's try it. I encourage you to start making those changes today to see the ripple effect for yourself. To continue on with our program, I turn it over to our partners in peace.
Thank you very much. Please give them a warm round of applause. To continue on in today's events, we're going to start with some of the young men, and I'd like to turn the first section over to Yahab Hyler.
Hello everyone, my name is Yahab Hyler. The title of my speech today is "With One Positive Choice We Can Rebuild Society." Everyone likes to be treated fairly and with kindness, to feel uplifted and have great things spoken about them. Sadly, society is not like that today. Today there are more school shootings and suicides are just over the bridge. The Peaceful Solution Character Education Program can put a stop to the problems we see in our world today. If you give it a try, we will see a difference in your life and in the life of others. Something as simple as STOP, taking a moment to stop, think, consider your options, and proceed with the right choice that brings peace to everyone in the situation. The right choice will lead to a beneficial outcome. The negative choice can cause hurt or harm. Hurt or harm to others or the negative choice can cause hurt or harm to others or the environment you're in. This is when respect comes in. Respect means to show care and concern towards others and their belongings. We must first show respect to ourselves before we can show respect to others. That's the slide I'm on. You will also need compassion. Being compassionate to others shows that you care for them. For example, Jay was being rude to Jimmy, so you said that he could not take part in your group for the school activity. Jay apologized and showed he was remorseful for the way he behaved, so you had compassion on him and let him join in your group for the activity. The only way the peaceful solution won't work is if it is not used. I encourage you to be a positive role model and to set your mind in advance, to choose to do the right thing always, no matter what. When you do this, you are being steadfast and persistent. In the Building Moral Excellence Unit, page 206, the third paragraph, it reads, "You can also have a positive ripple effect on others when you choose to resolve conflicts peacefully and avoid any action that will bring harm to yourself or others. The truth is, anybody can put others down, curse, or raise a fist. It takes far more intelligence to maintain a respectful attitude even when you are angry. By using self-control, you can stop and think your way out of a problem. Keep in mind that everyone is entitled to an opinion. Just because someone's opinion is different from yours does not mean you cannot find a middle ground. However, do not compromise your positive character, because when it comes to making a moral choice, you must stand firm. Just a word of positive moral advice can turn others. It might not be at the moment, but as circumstances arise, they will stop and think. I encourage you to take the initiative to stand up for what is morally right. Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. The road to being truly successful with the peaceful solution begins with one positive choice. That one positive choice can then start a ripple effect within your life throughout society and with every person you see. I thank you for your time, and now I would like to turn it over to the chairperson.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ben Alexander, and today I will be talking about my title is Changing Society Through the Peaceful Solution. Now, we as individuals can change society through the peaceful solution. Today, we live in a world where people do not respect others, where countries retaliate because their so-called enemy attack them and kill thousands. So many people in this world do not respect other people's property, and they steal. But the thing is, they weren't taught. It is the responsibility of the parents, teachers, guardians, and leaders to use the peaceful solution to change the world. Now, you might already know the theme of the one-day event, but if you don't, it is rebuilding society at one choice at a time through the peaceful solution. But that is a big goal, so we need to have short-term goals as well. And in this case, the first one would be starting with the first step. In the Peaceful Solution books, there is a quote that says, "A journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step." I encourage all leaders of today to take the initiative, which is the first step, to incorporate the Peaceful Solution Character Education Program into their lives and teach it to the future leaders of tomorrow. Because not only does it change the hearts and minds of today's leaders, but it changes the hearts and minds of tomorrow's leaders, and continues to change the hearts and minds of people all over the world. And that is called a positive ripple effect. That is called a positive ripple effect. Yeah, right. Okay. In the Building Moral Excellence, page 206, the first paragraph talks about positive ripple effect. And it says, "There are many ways you can have a positive ripple effect on others. Change often begins with one voice, one choice, and one courageous person through your choices. You can be a leader, motivating and encouraging others to develop a positive moral character. You can make a difference by choosing not to drink and drive or abuse any substance. Remember, abusing substances affects the way you think and behave. You can also cause harm to yourself or others when others see you making that says positive choices. Here are some things that you need to make positive choices, which will create a positive ripple effect. 1 is the ability to make positive choices. 2, the ability to maintain a positive character. 3, you have to have self-control. And 4, the ability to set your mind in advance. If you set your mind in advance, you will make positive choices. You will even be able to make choices under stress. You will be prepared for anything. In conclusion, I encourage all the leaders of today to make the choice to incorporate the peaceful solution to start a positive ripple effect so they can be a positive role model. And the Building Moral Excellence, page 207 at the bottom of the page. It says, to lead by example and let your life reflect positive moral beliefs. I thank you all for your time, and I now like to turn it over to Sean Farr.
Hello, my name is Sean Farr, and the title of my speech is The Effects We Have on Society. We see a life today of chaos and deception and lies of different things to obtain reasonings to improve finances in our lives, in the lives everywhere. In the world, it creates different emotions, which causes different thoughts in people. And a lot of times it's not recognized because nobody really has the education to identify the difference between right and wrong. It's up to us to be able to make changes in ourselves, to know the difference between right and wrong. And with programs like the Peaceful Solution Character Education Program, it gives us the opportunity to be able to identify the things, the processes in our minds. By using the STOP acronym, it gives us the opportunity to actually cease our thoughts and be able to see exactly where they're going to lead. Our thoughts can occur so fast at times that it seems like we cannot control them. So with the steps and the rules, which are the moral principles that we learn about in the Peaceful Solution, it's possible to be able to control them. And if we don't, it leads to impulses that we can later regret, and it can affect the lives of others and the environment and also ourselves. And it takes years upon years to be able to get back or to stabilize the state that we are in because of the negative influences that have caused us to do immoral acts or negative impulses that affects everybody. We can look at the Peaceful Solution Character Education Program as a prevention program, a program that instills the morals back in society, behavioral patterns that bring back the morals in society that was once here years ago when it was back to getting water from the well by hand, walking miles and miles to be able to get to places without transportation, without the increase of society as we see today. In today's society, it's so increased and it's so overloaded that it's easily to be influenced into the things that we obtain by our vision, our hearing. All these things, when we are around people, we absorb and we process everything that goes on around us. So without identifying the fact of what's going into us, we end up acting on those things. And we realize that it could possibly not be even us. It could just be the influences that have impacted us. But how would we know this if we didn't have a teacher? If we didn't have something to show us, a guideline to show us the difference between right and wrong, what we're doing wrong, what thoughts we're having, what it leads to. It's not possible without being educated, and without a program that educates you in those areas, it just won't occur. The teachings of today are very powerful and can cause society to do things that can jeopardize their health, the environment, and their loved ones in a negative way. One example that you can see, that everybody can see, would be the COVID vaccines. It was a preventive measure that, because of fear, caused society to act impulsively. And it caused a lot of people to get vaccines in fear that they might obtain a negative health. With a few years past, we see that the preventative plan that they have acted on, the outcome has not been beneficial. And there's proof upon proof showing these things and how it has impacted and how it just influenced them more and more to go down in a negative direction and cause more fear. Another example that is preventative programs such as programs that stop crime or try to prevent substance abuse in people's lives. As we can see through statistics and through the news and anything that you turn on, there's nothing but crime and violence and despair and things that are just devastating to others. And it impacts everybody around you. So without the proper prevention program, it only leads downhill. Another example would be the fact that people come together. We all want people to come together. We all want to join together in unity and stand for something. And we see that through protests over disagreements of situations, financial, health benefits, anything like that, people come together and they want to make a stand because they want something right, something healthy in life, something that will be beneficial, that won't harm. But we see in the occurrences where people actually protest, it ends up into violent behaviors, and it turns discrimination, and it creates an impact of people against people, or people against authority. And we see several different examples of that throughout the years here that has led us into more deception, more and more deception. So again, without the guideline of something to show you the difference of things, it just keeps spiraling downward. I've seen in my life, coming from the city of Chicago, where crime is an all-time high, and fear is always a must, and defense is always a must, where you have to be prepared and be ready for situations just to save your life. And by the Peaceful Solution creating programs there, I've seen people throughout 15 years ago that are still struggling, that are still thriving in achieving positive goals versus just giving in to the way that they used to be. And thankfully, we have leaders that help educate others, because there's no way that anybody can do it on their own. When we take initiative for ourselves, it never turns out in a positive way. Again, rules are simply moral principles. And without any education, you wouldn't know. A rule to somebody would be, don't eat or drink, don't bring food here, simple little things like that. But the in-depths of it all is so much deeper than what we even know about. The lives that I've seen change because of the fact of people that put in effort in changing their character and changing the way that they think, and identifying the fact that one thought, one word is going to influence everybody and cause harm and despair to family members, to society, to businesses, to jobs. Instead of people going for their own intentions, in businesses we see corporations, we see other things that are only seeking after how to obtain more and more money. And it doesn't matter who's in the way, who gets in the way. And a lot of lives are hurt. One example of that would be the wars that we deal with on a daily basis. With the possibility of education, we would know how to handle situations that would not cause harm to others. So I would like to thank you for this opportunity, and I'd like to thank the Peaceful Solution for allowing it a way of difference that actually promotes positivity. And I thank you, and I turn it over to the next speaker.
My name is Roy Mosley, and I'm going to give a brief testimony of how the peaceful solution has impacted my life, how it came to me, and the title of my speech is called Regret. There's a man, I'm going to use the name James. I'm not going to give his real name, so we call him James, of whom I was an acquaintance with on a construction site. And anyhow, as we were working, he told me about the Peaceful Solution Character Education Program. And of course, I didn't pay too much attention at the time. At the time I was working. And he kept telling me about it every day, so I actually started looking into it. Well, one afternoon, he got arrested. I'm not going to go into the details of what his arrest was about, but it impacted me in a major way. As we continued to visit with each other, he would tell me a little bit of what he was arrested for and how it was impacting his life. And he had no help, nobody wanted to help him, and he ended up in prison over it. And in prisons, the prison systems today, they have absolutely no rehabilitation. It's all dog eat dog in the prison system. The Peaceful Solution Character Education Program is what helped him while he was in prison to get through the things he was going through. And as I stayed in communication with him over a vast period of time, we did lose contact for a while, but when we did finally get back in contact with each other, there's one thing that he always said to me is, don't ever stop learning the Peaceful Solution Character Education Program. And I've taken that to heart. It's a big part of my life right now. Actually, it is my life right now. It's everything that I do, think, and continue to do is with the Peaceful Solution. James is in a Category 6 maximum prison. He's never getting out. And one of the things he told me, he said, I would like to see you become a Peaceful Solution Character Education teacher so you can come back and teach me. So I strive to become a volunteer to go into the prison systems to teach the Peaceful Solution Character Education Program. The very last thing he said to me, that when we were talking in person, he said, Roy, do you know why I'm in here? I told him, yeah, James, I know why you're in here. No, do you really know why I'm in here? I'm like, well, I guess you'll have to explain it to me. And that's when he looked me in the eye and says, because I didn't use the STOP acronym and think about what I was doing before I did it. I did not implement the Peaceful Solution, and now because of it, I have nothing but regret. Don't let that occur to you. And that keeps playing over in my mind over and over and over again with each Peaceful Solution Character Education class I go to, with each character education class I give. James is always in the back of my mind. He will always be there, and I will always consider him a friend. And the most powerful tool you can have is the Peaceful Solution Character Education Program. The tool he didn't use, which caused his incarceration, is the STOP acronym. He didn't stop, he didn't think, he didn't go over his options, and he definitely didn't proceed with the right choice. And he lives with that regret every day of his life. We don't have to live with those regrets. We're here at the conference hall of the Peaceful Solution Character Education Program on this one-day event day to tell everybody that is listening out there, who is here, use the Peaceful Solution Character Education Program, because it is the most powerful tool you can have in your life. It will help you with each and every problem you ever come across, and it will literally change your life, and you will have a better moral character. And just remember, the state's way of rehabilitating people with prisons, it doesn't work. So I know James is in there right now. He's doing the best he can to teach people that are in there. the Peaceful Solution Character Education Program. And with that, I'll turn it over to William Krause.
Greetings, everyone. Great to see everybody back again for the 2023 Fall Conference. Welcome back, everyone that's joining us over the internet as well. It's been a very interesting year so far. I wanted to update you about what's taking place in South Texas. I want to give you a little bit of a history, too, because the work of the Peaceful Solution Character Education Program in South Texas actually began in the year 2004. And so what we've been going what now, 19 years in South Texas, and it's been a huge, tremendous effort on the part of the whole Peaceful Solution team in Abilene, Texas. We've reached out in so many different ways to hundreds of schools, the prisons, the jails, so many different ways, so many different venues in South Texas. It's too innumerable to count. So, but I wanted to kind of give you an update of how it's expanding right now with Department of Health and Human Services. As you know, we've been working with the court systems in bringing character education to the people, whether they're children or adults, to get our society, remember, rebuilding society one choice at a time. We've got to teach them how to make right choices in their individual lives so they individually can start, practicing the things that we teach so they can help others by their example learn as well how to practice this Peaceful Solution Character Education Program, because we truly are the light to everyone else when it comes to character education, because moral character is not being taught in our world today. It's not being taught, certainly here in America, the way the Peaceful Solution Character Education Program is teaching it. As you know, we have a curriculum, pre-K through adulthood, okay? We even have intervention programs for people that have gotten into trouble. We've got the parenting program, we've got the prison program for people that are already in trouble, and we've got the preventative medicine, which is the pre-K through 12 program to keep people from making these wrong choices. And if we start teaching this Peaceful Solution Character Education Program to everyone, we'll see, you just can't really calculate. As you teach someone not to steal, as you teach people how to have peaceful relations with one another, you really can't tell how many incidents that you might have stopped from taking place just from teaching that, 1, that 2, that 3, that 4, these moral principles. So never think your efforts are in vain. You're all doing a really great job wherever you're at. So I wanted to kind of tell you a little bit about our efforts, particularly with the Department of Health and Human Services, and particularly with the Child Protective Services. We've been working with Child Protective Services in South Texas since 2004, but it's greatly expanded in the last 19 years, and it's very much exploded in the past year since I last spoke to you. It wasn't too long ago that we received a call from, I believe it was Edinburgh, Texas, which is down in the Rio Grande Valley, a couple hours south of Laredo, Texas, where we were sent by Abilene to teach. They were crying out for moral character education down in Laredo. We went down in 2004. And it's just expanded from there. But we got a call from Edinburgh down in the Rio Grande Valley saying, we heard about your program, and we heard that, Child Protective Services needs help fast. They only have a 45-day window to start working with the family in their investigative process. And a lot of the other programs that are offered, they can't do it that quick, or they can't offer immediate service to the clients. And so the word was spreading throughout all of South Texas that, You know, that Peaceful Solution Character Education program, they get our clients done, and they get them done in a hurry. Like they get right on it, and they get the help that they need, and it helps in turn, it helps Child Protective Services to do their job, you know, which is that 45-day window at first when they're investigating a family. So they heard about us. Then the word went over to Corpus Christi and Sinton, Texas as well, which is all the communities surrounding Corpus Christi, like Sinton, Texas, and other places have also heard, and so they started inquiring. And what I'm about to show you is a video of a Zoom conference that the Peaceful Solution team did last month with Child Protective Services. And these representatives represent the areas of like all the map you see behind me. They represent those areas, and they're sending scores and scores of clients to us. And I want to give a great shout out to the Peaceful Solution Character Education team that's teaching the Peaceful Solution program, because we have so many clients now, we can't give individual classes with teachers. So what we have to do is show a lot of them these certification class videos that we're doing. And we've already gone through, you know, almost the entire intermediate series. So we have so many classes we have to offer them where they can, in the comfort of their home, they can watch the class. And then once they watch the class, they write us a summary of what they learned, and then we talk to them about it. So it's really helped a big deal with the work that we're doing. So it's really been great. So at this time, I would like to show you the video of this meeting that we did recently.
I want to kind of give you an overview of the history of the Peaceful Solution in Laredo. We started working with CPS in 2004. Not just CPS, but we work with schools. We work with school counselors. We work with courts. We have an anti-theft program. We have an anger management program. We have a parenting program. We have a substance abuse program. We do individual and family counseling, as you know, and now, of course, we're spreading out there into Corpus area, Sinton, and surrounding areas. The Peaceful Solution is the name of the program that we teach. It's a character education program that teaches basic moral principles to your clients. And when I say basic moral principles, I talk about all the things that you want them to learn, like, self-control, respect, making better decisions, how to learn to not steal, the importance of being responsible. We teach them all those different life skills that you want them to know so that they can make better decisions in the home with their children. But I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to her to tell you more about the program. Go ahead.
Okay, great day to everyone, and thank you for making the time to see us and meet with us. We are very pleased and thankful for this opportunity. So like he said, like Mr. Crow said, our character education program is a program that teaches character education. And you call them clients, we call them students, because what we do is we prepare them, we teach, and independently of whatever reason they were referred to us for, it really doesn't matter because they get an overall teaching curriculum. And that's what differentiates us from the popular counseling programs. It doesn't mean that we don't counsel with our students, okay, but we do a lot of teaching because we provide them with the tools so that they can handle any situation that life throws their way. And we teach them that they are responsible for their behavior. From what I've seen and heard, a lot of them, the majority of them, even when their case is closed, they continue the program because they see the benefit, because they see the changes that have taken place in their lives, you know, but more importantly in themselves, the changes they've made and the progress they've made, and they see the benefit of it.
Ms. Rosales, what can the Peaceful Solution do better? Is there anything that we can do better for your clients and for your agency?
I can't think of anything because, like I said, y'all are. I know we send the referrals out, and y'all contact our clients very quickly. I know they call you. You guys answer. When we ask for an update, we get an update right away. It's great to hear that they're able to identify Peaceful Solutions as a support, and they're able to reach out if they do need to reach out again, because that's great. That's always our goal, for them to know who their support is in the community, and if they need help, for them to be able to reach out without CPS or another agency having to refer them.
Right.
So that's great that they have that relationship with Peaceful Solutions.
Thank you. Yes. Yes, but one of the things that I do touch upon with our students, I tell them, you know, I want you to see the Peaceful Solution team not only as your instructors and your guides, but also as your friends, you know, because in our program we teach that a true friend will always look out for you, in the sense, you know, not the normal way that society tends to see a friend, and we're like, no, to do the right thing and encourage you to do the right thing all the time, you know, which is not always easy, because we, you know, in our society, we can see that there's a lot of things that impact, you know, our life, that impact our safety. And so it's not always easy to identify all these things that do impact our lives. We do, and I have had students just recently, her first name is Crystal, and she reached out to me, I want to say about 2 months ago, and she said, do you remember me? And I said, yes. She was my student in middle school, and then she became my student in the Peaceful Solution, and she graduated, I believe it was 2018. And she said, I just wanted you to know that she had just graduated from some training, and that she had a really nice job. And she said, and I just wanted to tell you that I remember everything you taught me, being responsible for my children, and so she's doing well. And I was really glad to hear from her. But these are the things that, you know, make our job, you know, what we do. We love what we do, and it's a great reminder to ourselves that, you know, we do impact lives. You know, it's like she said, just as I remember when I first came to you and I told you that I was upset because UPS was involved, and she said, but then right away she says, I was able to see, like you said, every situation, whether we think of it as a bad situation, we can turn it into a positive if we choose to learn from it. And she remembered that, and she says, and that's the attitude that I try to have now, no matter what. And so, you know, that's a great mindset to have. And again, you know, a lot of these things, you know, she would not have come to us if you had not gotten involved. And so she was still very thankful. She says, I still, to this day, I tell people, she says that she had somebody tell her, oh, you know, that CPS had gotten involved for something, and she says, and she was starting to complain. That other person, she said, no, don't complain, you know, CPS is there to help you. You know, they want to make sure that you get everything that you need now, so that hopefully they never again have to get involved. And so I thought that was, you know, that she remembered those words from back then, and she's now able to comfort somebody else when they find themselves, you know, in a similar situation. Many years ago, many years ago, I used to be a caseworker, so I know that sometimes your job is not valued or appreciated, but we do value your service to the community, and we do appreciate you very much. So again, it is an honor and a pleasure to work with all of you. Thank you so much, everyone, for your time. We look forward to continuing our work with you.
So you see, it's a great work that's going on, and it's really taking hold with the Child Protective Services people. again, I want to plug the work that's being done here in Abilene, because without all the online classes that have been going on since November of 2020, which are literally hundreds, we wouldn't be able to help service all the clients. You know, we're a small group of people, and we would literally be teaching classes all day long. And as you know, this is a voluntary effort by everyone here. Some of us have other jobs that we're doing as well. But the online classes have been a huge, huge help. And not only with the English speaking, you got to remember we're dealing with Spanish speaking families as well. A lot of these families don't speak English at all. So we have Spanish instructors that have done a great job as well in getting these classes put together to be able to offer the people there in South Texas, and as we're going to learn even later in the conference today, throughout the southern hemisphere. So you're really doing an awesome job here, everybody, collectively around the world as well. Keep it up. You know, you are rebuilding society one choice at a time by teaching people to make the right choice. And remember, a right choice never brings harm to yourself, others, the environment. It's totally harmless. Okay, and that's what we're all striving to be, is harmless with our words, with our actions, in everything that we do. And, you know, none of us, even the instructors in the Peaceful Solution, we're all learning, we're all striving to overcome these things. So keep it up, keep coming. This program is the best program on the face of the earth. And at this time, it's a really great honor and opportunity for me to be able to turn the podium over to a really great friend, and we've been working together for a long time in the Peaceful Solution program. I'd like to turn it over now to Mr. David Enlighten.
All right, it's great to see such a large crowd here today. And I'd just like to reiterate, just like William mentioned, since 2020, we've had online certification, teacher certification courses available for anybody that's interested in becoming a teacher of the Peaceful Solution. I mean, that's a major accomplishment. And even though there's a lot of things going on right here, many different classes that are available, even a lot of personalized classes, you know, for those desiring to become a teacher that are in outlying areas, it is now available to you. And what I'm going to do here in a minute is that we're going to go through the screens on how you can actually get to the class, whether it be on the Peaceful Solution website or also on Facebook, and whether it's in English or Spanish. There's also a few other things we'll talk about along the way, but you're going to have a step-by-step on how to get there, because a lot of people have asked. It's not really, I guess, you know, if you're not used to going to the websites, it could be a little bit confusing. But for those that are really experienced in surfing the web, I guess you'd still call it, you can get there pretty easy. Okay, so we're gonna take a look at it. One of the things I did want to mention along with that, though, is that for those of you in other countries also, you know, don't fear. Go ahead, sign up, and in fact, to sign up, you'd either call or message Peaceful Solution, or call the number. You'll see it a couple times in this presentation. Call the number and let it be known that you want to sign up to be a teacher of the Peaceful Solution, and you are willing to take the certification course and go through the classes and all the classes that are available. Which I got to tell you, there's close to 1,000 classes available since November 2020 of the certification course. So, you know, that's quite a few. You can gain a lot of knowledge. And, you know, even if you're not wanting to become a teacher, you probably will be after experiencing the Peaceful Solution and the change it can make in your life. But even if you're not wanting to become a teacher, you can still go and watch these classes and you can learn from them. There's a lot of information in there. Just loads and loads of information that explain why the Peaceful Solution, why not some other program, and explains the the startup, how we started, and some of the things that have been done. There's plenty of videos you can get hold of and watch, and it'll be very interesting for you. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and let's see if I can get this to start up. There we go. Okay, this first page you're looking at is where you would go, peacefulsolution.org. All right, you can go on Google or anywhere and just press in Peaceful Solution, and it'll take you right there to peacefulsolution.org at the top of the list. Just under that, you'll see the official Peaceful Solution Facebook page. Don't go there just yet. Let's get familiar with everything first, okay? So you'll go to the page, and then you have some choices there at the top. As you can see, at the very top, you'll see the phone number and also the website, the web address. And then you'll have some choices up there on whether you want to go to Facebook or Twitter and so forth, or also look at the donate button there, and then shipping notices, and then online classes that are available, okay? Let's take one thing at a time. So this would be the online, if you press online classes, this is where you're going to go. And you can read all of that that's available. It tells you a little bit about the Peaceful Solution, how it started. It talks about our author, Israel Hawkins. And then you can go down to the bottom and you have some choices that you can make also. When you go through this screen, then you can, this is at the bottom of the screen actually, and then there's some testimonials from educators, and then also you can read some more testimonials, which there are quite a few, and you can actually get some sample lessons and download them. One thing I do want to point out is at the very top again, notice the buttons there. You see, donate, and then online classes and the shipping notices. But if you look at that donate button, that's a very important part right there. The Peaceful Solution does survive off donations. Donations from people like you that are sitting in this room, and those of you out there. We do need donations to keep this work going. And I think when you see, at the end of today, and after you see all the work that's been done in the States and abroad, you're going to want to be part of that work, not only in helping financially, but also in helping teaching and being a part of this in every way that you possibly can, okay? So remember that donate button at the top, and also remember the online classes. So if you click that button, the donate button, it takes you to different ways you can donate. You'll see that you can donate very easily with PayPal, or you can use a debit card or credit card. So we're trying to make it as easy as possible for you to donate without having a lot of stress, okay? All right. So now, if you went on and you press the online classes right there, live classes every week, and it gives you the dates, Sunday at 5:30 and Wednesday at 5:30. And then at the very bottom, it gives you a choice that you can watch in Spanish also. So that's a great addition. We do have a lot of Spanish-speaking individuals that are helping with the Peaceful Solution overseas and in the States here. And so it is available for you, no problems. If you want to learn Spanish, well, that'd be a great thing too. Okay. Now, so what it'll do, it'll take you to a screen where you can watch some classes, whatever's up at the time. Or notice at the very bottom. At the bottom, it does give you an option to go to Facebook, right? Now, the interesting thing about the Facebook classes is there's so many on there. I mean, really, you can start out and you can, instead of going through all the different options you have on Facebook, now they have little movie clips and so forth that you could easily get involved in. People, I guess everyone has a Facebook feed if you log in, and you could get involved in all that. But if you move on and go straight to the official Peaceful Solution, Character Education, it'll take you there and you can start in the classes right away, okay? So just a little warning about the Facebook thing. But yes, you can click it at the bottom and go directly to Facebook. So when you get to Facebook, this is what you're going to see. Okay, can everybody see that on the screens out there? And at home, I can't hear from you, but I hope you can see this. Turn around here for a minute and point this out. So at the very top, official Peaceful Solution Character Education, and you'll have the phone number and again the web address and everything on the left. On the right-hand side, it's an invitation to join, and you can either log in on your Facebook account or you can go, you can create a new account, but you don't even need to do that. You can just scroll down. If you scroll down, now what I've done to save a little bit of seeing all the comments and everything, which you can leave. You can watch one of the classes and leave comments. A lot of people do. We didn't have time to go through the comments today, but there are a lot of great comments that people do leave, and a lot of testimonials along the way too. And a lot of people from overseas leave their comments too. So it's kind of great to see those and know that people are taking part and watching all over the world. So I highly encourage you to go to this. Again, you're going to Facebook, so be careful. You know, I encourage you to go to Facebook and watch the classes and be involved, look at the comments and so forth, but I also encourage you not to get involved in everything else that might be going on. So this is what you would see, and you would actually press the button and go to the class. Now, the classes begin, and normally the teachers, the certified instructors that are teaching the class, which you've seen some of them today, and you'll see a few more, but normally what they'll do is they'll let you know what current book we're in. Currently it's Respect, and they'll let you know what page you're on. And also, if you don't have the books, don't worry. I know everyone here at headquarters probably has the books, but you know, for those of you online out there, don't worry. Now, if you want to make a donation and get a book mailed to you, that can occur, or you can download the current book that we're working out of, you know, online, so you can have the entire book or just that lesson for the day, and you can follow along. Also, you can go back and go through all the books that we've been through so far from the very start, and you can download that entire book if you want to. Okay, I recommend getting the book. It's kind of nice to have. You know, you have them on your bookshelf, and you could just reach up there and grab. Oh, I need to look back in that character book. You reach over there and grab it and put it to use. Because what you will see quite often in these classes, in the certification classes, you'll see the teachers referring back to lessons in the other books. Like currently we're in Respect, and in the last 5 or 6 classes, there's been a lot of going back to the character unit, going back to the self-control unit. And self-control, one of the major things, you've got to have self-control to pretty much do anything. All right? So you'll have an opportunity to not only learn that lesson, but you'll have an opportunity to cover a lot of ground from things we've been through before if you're wanting to become a teacher. Very, very, very important to learn how to do this and refer back to other classes, okay? And for the online experience, I want you to remember up there again the donate and, oh, excuse me, press the button. I want you to remember again up at the top the donate button, and we saw already where that'll take you to. We make it easy for you to donate, okay? And we encourage everybody to, whatever little bit you can do. Hey, also I did want to mention that for those of you that order things on Amazon, is there anybody in here that orders anything off Amazon ever? Okay, so quite a few of you, and I know everybody online out there, a lot of you do too. Keep in mind that you can go to Amazon Smile, and when you do that, you can actually choose the Peaceful Solution Character Education to receive a portion of your purchases. And there's a substantial amount that comes from that. I've had it on mine for years now, actually, and so every now and then they send you a little report on how much your purchases have helped the Peaceful Solution Character Education, and it does add up over the years. So keep that in mind. It's really, I mean, you might as well, right? If you're ordering something on Amazon anyway, you might as well be going to Amazon Smile, right? It's easy to do. It doesn't take any extra clicks, really. You can have that as your main Amazon button. You push it, it takes you to the same site. It takes you there, and you can choose the items and the shipping and everything. I haven't noticed really any changes of anything. It's still the same 1 or 2 day shipping or whatever comes about from what you're ordering. So keep that in mind when you're doing it. So there's lots of ways to help the Peaceful Solution. And also remember, too, we have flyers, we have cards, we have all kinds of different ways that you can push the Peaceful Solution, and you can push this certification course, and you can get others involved in wanting to become teachers in the Peaceful Solution, okay? So keep that in mind. We have everything available for you. All you have to do is call headquarters and get set up in that, and look forward to hearing from all of you. So we got a commitment from everybody to get involved in wanting to be teachers of the Peaceful Solution, right? Okay. So, and those of you online, I know there's some of you out there that are taking classes, that you've been assigned to take the classes, whether it be from a government agency or CPS or whatever. And it's probably been a great blessing for you that you really don't realize just yet. But as you're watching these classes, I think you'll see the benefit coming in your life. I know there's been a lot of people that were assigned to take classes, and at first they didn't really, they weren't really excited about it. But as time went on, they became major players in helping the Peaceful Solution. So let's give them a hand, all right? Okay. There you go. Okay, so at this time, I'd like to turn it back over to Chris, our International Director of the Peaceful Solution, and he's got a few words to say on this also. Okay?
Hello, everyone. One thing continuing along with the presentation this morning, we do want to encourage everyone, and we do have a lot more to present to you today, along with our partners in peace that do an enormous amount of work also. But we do want to encourage everyone. With these certification courses, we always have a lot of people asking us, how can I get involved as a teacher? What can I do to be involved in my state or in my country as a teacher? And we want to let you know, along with all the courses that David had just explained about, where you can go on Facebook or you can go on the Peaceful Solution website and watch these classes online. You can watch in English or Spanish. What you can do is, if you're wanting to really get involved, the first thing you should do is download our books, which are free. You can download the PDF version of our books. And right now we're concentrating really on the junior high series, which is really used for all ages. But we can also get you started into the pre-K. But if you will email us at info@peacefulsolution.org, info@peacefulsolution.org, we will send you all essential items that you need. And this is for free. There's no charge for this. And one reason I encourage everyone, especially those in this auditorium that are here today, get yourself a copy of the PDF versions of these books. When you're teaching, these are searchable files. If you're teaching the junior high series and you want to research a topic about bullying, or let's say you're in the respect unit, which is the 4th unit of 5, and you're needing to see, well, what did we actually say? Because it's hard to remember everything that you cover when you've covered 3 books before that, and you're wanting to get back, where was that page at? You just type it in, and it takes you right to that page, and you can put your class together fairly easy, and you can have all of your stuff organized. So it's a very useful tool to where you can teach your classes, and you can go back and pull what you've taught before, get the comments, get the vision of the author. That's truly the most important thing, is the vision of the author, who started out as a young boy in Oklahoma and had a vision, and he put a team together, and this vision now reaches all ends of the earth. It goes to all parts of the earth, and we're truly going to continue to see that. But what we want you to do is get the books, and then we want you to email us, or you can call the 1-888-613-9494 number. You can message us. We have someone continually checking the messages, and they'll get back with you. We will assign you a mentor, whether you be a man or a woman, a young man or a young woman. We will assign you a mentor, and we will actually start putting someone to work with you. We'll get a one-on-one basis trial going, or a 2-on-1 basis trial going, and we will help you navigate through the books. We will help you set this up in your country. We will help you set this up in your city. And I can tell you, there are a lot of people right now that on a global scale, they have left their jobs to teach the Peaceful Solution full time, and you're going to see that later today. Literally leaving careers to do this because they see their society is crumbling. They see how everything is falling apart. They see how if something doesn't change, the lives for their children is going to be an horrific sight. Later today in our presentations, you're going to see that there's people sitting in this auditorium that literally just faced death threats just a few weeks ago. Things are not as kind and as peaceful as you see on TV in the fantasy land that brings that forth. But there are people through all this adversity all around the world that are standing up and say, I'm going to do the right thing, not looking for a fight, not trying to get even or fight back, but we are going to do the right thing, because if we don't play our part, if I don't play my part and you don't play your part, we're not going to make a change. It took a long time to create the insanity we see in our society today. A long time to navigate away from the moral principles and the rules that keep society safe. It took a lot of deception in telling people, just do what you want to do, it's okay, the lawyer will get you out of it. Don't worry, we'll take care of it. You only go to jail for a short time. It's that attitude that has kept society in a kind of a dog chasing its tail situation. The peaceful solution offers where we can reduce recidivism to zero. We can cut down, we can turn prisons into schools. We can educate people. The peaceful solution is a program to where no one is given up on. As long as a person has life, there's an opportunity to change anyone. And someone can say, you'll never change that person. Well, I hate to tell everybody, I'm sure everybody knows, and I'm not going to tell your secrets, but everybody's got a closet with skeletons, right? You know, if you think your closet's a little less empty than the next person, well, that's because you're not thinking hard enough. We all have things that we need to work on ourselves. And as we're going to move forward and we're going to continue in this program today, please watch what every speaker says and know that there are people here willing to help you. If you're watching overseas, whether you speak in English, whether it's hablo español, we're working on Portuguese, we're working on French, we're working on Swahili. We're working on many different languages to help as many people as we can. And if you want to get involved, if you're interested in getting involved and you want to give your full time to be a full-time teacher, we will help you every step of the way. And at this time, for a great example of what is taking place here at the headquarters, it is my honor and privilege to turn it over to our partners in peace.
Welcome, for those of you who are just tuning in, welcome to the Peaceful Solutions Fall 2023 Conference. Once again, our theme for today is Rebuilding Society One Choice at a Time with the Peaceful Solution Character Education Program. We have an exciting session for you today. We're going to be starting off with a short film that's going to show you just a few of the breakdowns that we have in society today, from substance abuse to crimes on college campuses to the fear that our children are facing simply going home, going to school, and coming back. After the video, we're going to hear from 8 amazing speakers who have come here from all across America. Some of these ladies I've known most of my life, some of them I've met over the last few years, and through the Peaceful Solution, we have come to be close friends. Now, their topics that they're going to be covering are 8 individual concepts of ownership, respect, self-control, asking, honesty, values, morals, and integrity. And each speaker is going to break down how, starting today, just starting with one concept, how you can make a difference in your lives, and you can start to see that transition from how you do things today to how it is possible to change the way we think and the way that we interact with one another. Now, after our speakers, we're going to conclude with a short video that's going to show that exact thing, how simple it really is to implement the Peaceful Solution. One thought, one choice, one change that we make every single day can completely alter the direction of not only our lives, but the lives of everyone we interact with. And like we've heard many times so far this morning, we can make a difference, we can make a change. A life without the Peaceful Solution is a life filled with regret. And the only way to make a difference is to be aware that there's a problem to begin with. The Peaceful Solution shows us how not to let our uniqueness divide us, but how to let our strengths unite us into making a better world and a better society for all and generations to come. If now you'll please play the video, What Have We Become?
Hurry, hurry.
Once you see what's wrong in our society today, you can't unsee it.
Hurry, hurry. We're not going to make it to visiting hours. Is everyone ready?
We're all set.
Grandma's going to be so excited when she sees you driving.
I hope so too. She always seems so sad when we leave.
I mean, you know, I'm here as long as I gotta be here, and if my option is to be here or go live with her, I'm just not sure. It's okay. Here they come. Here they come. Act like you're glad to see me, young lady. Oh, that's a beautiful picture. Look at the picture my granddaughter drew. And we young ladies need some air, so let's go outside. So how was school today, girls?
It's okay. I made a new friend today. But everyone calls her weird names. They also say she don't have a dad. Everyone has a dad, right, Grandma?
Of course they do. But not everyone has the blessing of having a mom and dad in their home. So sometimes they find it easier to say they don't have a dad. That way they can avoid silly questions. Kids are so mean today. When I was little like you, I could stroll up and down. It was calm and peaceful, like no one had a care. I could go to the store and buy a whole bag of bubble gum for a dime. I could buy a candy bar for a quarter, and I could get a Coke for a dime. And no one thought twice about me going back and forth to school by myself. I could stroll up and down the neighborhood. We even went to the market and picked our fruits and vegetables. We would have breakfast every morning together. And you better be at that table by 6 o'clock for supper. And we said, yes, ma'am, no, sir, please, and thank you.
Oh, Grandma, things are a lot different now.
Why do you say that?
I can't even go outside without Mom and Dad with me.
There's so many sirens going off. Mom says there's so many mass shootings. We have to be careful when we go to the grocery store, to the mall, even to school.
I'm sometimes scared I might not even come back.
I heard gunshots outside in the streets every night. I look out through my window and I see people hanging out brown paper bags or book bags. Then I hear a loud gunshot, and those people are shot in broad daylight.
Are you serious? I thought your mother said you lived in a nice neighborhood now.
Yeah, it's not the best, but with food prices soaring to record high, we have to live on a strict budget. Mom says we can't always buy what we want, but what we need. And we can't afford to move to a new neighborhood.
Your mother's right. How's your brother?
He's always in his room playing video games.
Why is he doing that?
Because he has to be a programmer. It's the new thing, Grandma. That's how people connect these days. If he keeps playing like he is, he could be the next sniper on SEAL team or fly those war drones nobody likes to talk about.
Well, I guess I better get you girls back to your mother. Let's go. We short on chairs. Here you go, baby. Y'all have a seat.
Welcome everyone to Windsor Valley. We have snacks and we have drinks. Don't touch the cupcakes. I'm going to take those later because I like cupcakes. So anyway, there's great news. We have upped the visiting hours to 3 hours per month instead of 2. Okay, so everybody enjoy.
Girl, your mama told me you're spending more time at home now than before you left for the dorm. Girl, why is that?
I don't know. I'm scared, I guess.
We now turn our focus to a topic that's grabbing the attention of many college students across the nation. The increased crime rates on college campuses are becoming more concerning every day. There were an estimated 772 reported cases of burglary in 2018 on college campuses across the U.S. Close to 1 out of every 5 female college students will be a victim of sexual assault. 9.3% of male college students and 4.4% of female college students reported carrying a weapon on school property, according to a 2018 study. Stalking has also increased, with an average of 13% of college students becoming victims themselves. 1 in 12 college students have made a plan to attempt suicide. The reported number of rapes on campuses doubled from 2,200 in 2001 to 5,000 in 2015. Temple University student Sam Collington was one of 524 murders in Philadelphia this year, as the city set a new homicide record, beating the previous record set in 1990. In 2021, there were over 31,000 crimes reported on college campuses in the U.S. These crimes included burglary, rape, and motor vehicle thefts. Associate Vice President for Safety and Security at the University of Chicago, Eric Heath, stated, quote, "Police is not the only solution. We are very focused moving forward in making sure that we have proactive strategies, real-time data sharing, real-time intelligence sharing," end quote. But sadly, many students fear this won't be enough.
Hi, I'm Daphne, and I am a recovering alcoholic.
Hi, Daphne.
These last few years have been extremely hard. I feel like it's been blow after blow, and my family is unrecognizable now. The oldest, he was bullied in school, and it got to be too much for him, so he dropped out. He got into petty theft at convenience stores, and one night he decided to take my youngest son with him. It was hard on our family. It was really hard on him. And then it got to be too much for him. And one day when we came home from work, I found my son.
With no solution in sight, I see no other way.
My name is Terry, and I am a recovering alcoholic.
Hi, Terry.
I really don't think I'm supposed to even be a mother. It's been almost 10 years since my daughter Paisley was killed. And I know it's my fault that I wasn't there for her. When she needed me the most, I wasn't there for her. And Leah took it so hard. She's been in and out of drug rehab over and over. And they agreed to take her in again, but I don't see how it's going to be of any benefit. I can't help her. I've tried. I can't help her, and it doesn't seem like there's any help for her out there.
In 2023, there's been over 400 mass shootings in the United States. 23 of them have been school shootings. Not far from where we are here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, there was a 23rd school shooting just last week. I spoke to parents who said that they got a text from school and they had got texts from their children. I myself understand what that is like because just 5 years ago, I was hiding under my desk while a school shooter went through my school, even killing a classmate right in front of me. A week before that, the students at my school, we protested because of the fear that we face. School is about to get out for the summer, but we are left wondering, will this new school year be any different than our previous ones? We are left asking for the 386th time since Columbine's school shooting. When will this stop? When can we go to school? When can parents send their children to school without fear that they won't come home?
Oh, so I did make your life miserable.
Of course you make me miserable. I could handle it when it was just me, but now you bring my friend into it, so I'm here to warn you. Leave her alone, and you better leave me alone too.
And if I don't?
Oh, you don't believe me?
Wait,
Yeah,
are you gonna
no
do
one
that?
ever believes me. My mom didn't think I was worth spending time with. My dad, he didn't even think I was worth sticking around for. There's so much pain, there's too much, and I just want it to stop. Why won't it stop?
It took y'all long enough.
Hey.
Where have y'all been?
Chemistry class.
Still didn't hear the news.
About what?
Vanessa was sentenced to 20 years in prison for involuntary manslaughter. No possibility of parole for the murder of Claire Burkle.
I can't believe it. It's been, what, 4 years?
Served her right. Killing someone like that? We always knew she wouldn't amount to anything anyway.
Yeah, I mean, look at who her mom was. She never knew her father. What did we expect? She was going to be some poster child for humanitarian rights?
Dude, that's cold because no matter what, she's still a person.
I still can't believe you went to school with a girl who shot somebody.
Okay, stop. Why do you let people walk all over you? You can't be people's doormat. You gotta stand up and fight back, fight back, fight back. Show them how strong you are. If that was me, I'd punch them, punch them, punch them. That would show them not to mess with me again.
Retaliation brings more retaliation. It's never solved a problem that I know of. Two wrongs don't make a right, as my dad always said.
If you begin right where you are, with the thought that fighting back isn't just with your fist, and that two wrongs don't make a right, you yourself can have an impact on society.
If I can do it from Ashomani State in Ghana.
If I can do it from Lagos, Nigeria.
If I can practice patience from Colombia.
If I can do it to my country, Philippines.
If I can do it from Achimota, Ghana.
If I can do it from Lusaka, Zambia.
When we practice forgiveness in Trinidad and Tobago.
If I can do it from the country of Japan.
If we can do it from La Paz, Ghana.
If I can do it from Edo State, Nigeria.
If I can do it from Aba, Nigeria.
Y yo puedo practicar autocontrol desde México.
It might not change the world all at once today, but it can change the world for just one person.
Hello and greetings, everyone who are gathered here at this Peaceful Solution Character Education Conference, and welcome to those who are joining us over various forms of media. The film crew did a great job. Let's give them another round of applause. We hope to learn through the lineup of speakers in just a few moments how to solve those and other problems using the Peaceful Solution Character Education Program. In keeping with the theme Rebuilding Society One Choice at a Time, I'll be focusing on the topic of ownership for a few minutes. When you hear the word ownership, what comes to your mind? If you're thinking about something you've had to work for a long time for, say for example an education, a car, a house, then you'd be right. If a business or a corporation that you own comes to mind, you would be correct also. Various forests and parks that the public uses are owned and governed by state governments and or state agencies. Some formal documents show the rightful ownership of a house or property, like a deed. A motor vehicle title shows who the owner of a vehicle is. And some things are informally given to us, for example, a gift passed down in a family, that there won't necessarily be an official record showing that you're the owner, but if you're the recipient of such an item, it belongs to you. I remember when I was, I don't know, probably about 7, 8 years old, I remember my brother sent me a red watch. And it was my most prized possession at the time. And I hardly even wore it because it was so very special to me. The word own is defined in the Peaceful Solution Character Education Program as something belonging to someone, someone possessing something. By the way, young children, around 2-ish, they're hardwired to understand this concept very, very well. One of the first words that they learn to say is what? Mine. And by the way, what they mean by that is that your item is theirs. That's kind of what that means. Reading from a note to the teacher in the kindergarten to 5th grade Peaceful Solution series, it states that the first step in teaching children not to steal is to introduce them to the concept of ownership and the value of possessions. Ownership comes with rights and responsibilities. As an owner, we have the right to say how our belongings are to be used or not to be used. We also have the responsibility to care for our belongings and use them in such a way that they do not cause injury or become a danger to anyone. For example, we all use the roadways, and they're owned and governed by state governments that have a number of rules to follow when we drive. And so it's critically important that we shoulder our responsibilities when we drive so we can be safe and others can be safe too. As the oldest of 4 children of a single mother, Felicia always helped take care of her younger siblings. She shoulders the responsibilities of someone far older than her 15 years. On school days, she would make sure her siblings got out the door to school on time. When her mother went to night school, she would clean up after dinner, help her siblings with chores and homework, then tuck them in. Felicia was the glue that held her family together. She was a ray of sunshine. Her personality was so caring and nurturing and loving. You probably have some of those here today. Jennifer, Felicia's mother, remembers May 4th, 2007, as if it were yesterday. Jennifer was dropping Felicia off at her friend's house. Felicia was excited to get her learner's permit and counting down the days until she could. She turned to her mom and said, "You know what today is? I'm 15 years, 7 months, and 2 days, because that's how 15-year-olds talk, okay? But sadly, she never got her permit. The next day, Felicia was killed instantly when the car she was riding in with friends was hit by a drunk driver. Complicating the tragedy, the 17-year-old driver of Felicia's vehicle had also been drinking while Felicia abstained. This tragedy could have been avoided if the owner of both cars followed the rules of the roadway and refrained from drinking and driving. And so we see that while we own things, like cars, for example, is such a big accomplishment, it does come with rights, and it comes with responsibilities. And responsibilities, if taken seriously, promote safety, peace, joy, not only to us, but others around us. Now, here's where the beauty of the Peaceful Solution Character Education program comes in. Teaching and guiding children in the concepts of ownership instills these rights and responsibilities of owning things, and it helps them to make right and helpful decisions regarding their belongings so that they could later avoid terrible mistakes and consequences. The ownership unit of the Peaceful Solution Character Education program has been taught in many formats with great success. I personally know one kindergarten teacher. She reported that she taught the concepts of ownership over a period of a few weeks through scenarios, through stories, through role-playing, and the students not only practiced the rights of ownership, but they would police each other and make sure that if any incident of violation would be reported, so it can be done. I look forward to the time when a fellow teacher like yourself will teach this person, because my red watch got stolen from our home. We came home one day and our home was ransacked. It was horrible. I didn't even want to go inside. I didn't feel safe. But this person needs to be taught how not to do that, how not to steal. And so we are in the right place at the right time, learning this amazing program so we can teach it to others. I'd like to leave you with a few words from our introductory video. If they can live by the concepts of the Peaceful Solution Character Education program from the different parts of the world, we also here at this conference can live by and teach these concepts of ownership right now. Do you agree with that? As the author of the Peaceful Solution Character Education program says, the only way this program does not work in your life is if you do not use it. Now, teaching this concept, it might not change the world all at once, but if it's taught diligently, it can change or influence one person. If it changes or influences one person, then it's well worth it. Do you agree with that? It is well worth using the Peaceful Solution Character Education program's ownership concepts to help rebuild our society one choice at a time. Please welcome the next speaker.
Hello, everyone. I have a question for you. Do you think respect should be freely given? Yes. Everyone deserves to be respected. Don't give it to get it. Give it because it's the right thing to do. Okay, so do you think trust should be freely given? No. Trust must be earned. And consistency and respect is something that builds trust. My name is Nicole, and today I will be talking about respect and what it means to truly show care and concern and how to create and maintain a safe space. What is the definition of respect? Respect means to value or regard the worth of people and things and to treat them with consideration, care, and concern. It all starts within. The care and concern we show ourselves contributes to strengthen our self-respect. To build a healthy relationship with ourselves requires setting healthy boundaries, understanding our value, our worth, and our influence on others and the world, and having self-control and discipline. A respectful person shows care and concern for themselves by making choices that will help keep them safe and healthy. Respect is the foundation of all positive interactions. A respectful person appreciates and values all life and the environment. Let's see some examples of how respect benefits us and our society. So it builds confidence and trust with time and consistency. It provides a safe place of protection. Respect helps people feel supported and valued, free from embarrassment, feeling rejected, or humiliated. A way of interacting without bringing any form of harm, either emotionally, financially, physically, or mentally. Acting in a civil manner at all times. The definition of civil is adequate in courtesy, polite, and mannerly. Always keep in mind that your positive attitude can have a positive impact on anyone. Continuously practicing kindness, fairness, honesty, and obedience. Words, body language, and facial expressions convey whether care, concern, and interest are being shown. Considering the needs of others. Treating others respectfully helps them reach their potential. Giving someone your undivided attention shows you value them and their time. When people know that someone respects them and cares enough to listen to them, it makes them feel supported and appreciated. So life can and will throw you curveballs unexpectedly. Maintain the belief that everyone deserves respect regardless of who they are and how they treat other people. Always treat others with the utmost respect, even when put in the most difficult and disrespectful situations. Set your mind in advance to choose kindness at all times. Okay, so let's talk about empathy. What is empathy? Empathy is putting yourself in someone else's place and considering how that person would feel. If you've been disrespected, it might be hard to do in the moment, but take time to understand where this person's mindset is coming from, instead of internalizing the situation or taking it personally. Recognize there is a reason for their actions and reactions. Sometimes a person doesn't know how to express their feelings or needs in a calm way. Possibly they have been ignored or rejected in the past. Possibly they've been abused, very mistreated. Possibly they want to be seen and heard, but never have been shown the example or taught how to communicate in a respectful manner. An angry response will not solve the problem. It will only lead to more disrespect. Rejection and embarrassment are strong emotions that indicate that something has occurred that hurt us emotionally, but they are not excuses to respond in anger. Sometimes a solution might be as simple as being humble and walking away from the situation if it is escalated. Two wrongs never make a right. Positive influence can help a person question their behavior if we do our part and not mirror theirs. By maintaining a calm voice and unthreatening body language at some point can help a person feel safe. Sometimes it only takes a soft response in order to help a person to calm down. In conclusion, I want to remind you to be present at all times, be patient with each other, remain calm in any situation given, listen attentively, be compassionate. It all starts within you. Educate yourself. See the value in everything and in everyone at all times. Show care and concern at all times. Put forth the effort. It starts with one change at a time. Respect yourself. Respect all life. Let's continue to do our part. If you can't help, the least you can do is not to cause any harm. Life is fragile. Handle it with care. Respecting is protecting. Thank you. I'd like to turn it over to the next speaker.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kalaya, and let's talk about how the peaceful solution with one little concept can start building society. Let's first of all break down why and how the society deals with problems. The number one thing I think of is prisons. This is how society is dealing with problems right now. If you're a problem, if you're disturbing our society, we're just going to lock you up. But imagine taking your steps into that prison and looking at every individual and their background. Why and how did they get here? Because they were part of society. Let's take, for example, take a prisoner. The prisoner was probably a parent, or a teenager, or a child within a family. But there was disrespect going on. There was divorce. There was abuse. These are the problems that exist. And because they can only react a certain way to the problem, it caused them to be taken care of by the society to be put into prison. Take, for example, another aspect of society, supervisors and coworkers, because we all have jobs. Then we take on that title of being a supervisor or coworker, but when unemployment occurs, or when there's protests, we see it on the news. How do they deal with that? They put them in prison. You're a stranger in that you just passed by, or a neighbor. This is part of society as well. They're also part of society, and they can, making the wrong decisions, trespass, sue you. So things like this, problems that exist, can cause them to go in prison. So I want to pose a solution, a piece of solution, and listen to this carefully. When a child is taught their ABC, then they should also be taught ASK, ask. If only we could see that asking is just as important as learning your alphabets. The concept of asking taught by the Peace of Solution seems simple, but it has a major impact. And that's why even in the kindergarten, books, that concept is taught here in the Peace of Solution, because it's one of those beginning lessons that really sets the foundation to really solve the future problems that the child might have as they are growing. So in the children's book, because it's a very, very simple answer of what asking is, in the Unit 3, the importance of asking, building blocks of positive character in kindergarten, it says, asking is to seek permission. That's all it is, that concept. So as we're learning our ABCs, we begin to have this skill of understanding that if I know my ABCs, I can read. If I can read instructions. I can read directions. That is important to my life. So then learning your ASK, asking, it develops the skill of communication, because it begins to direct us, right? Learning how to ask, it directs us on how we should go about finding out what is the right way of handling these decisions I want to make. Because these decisions that I'm making is life-changing. let's go back to society and all the different, people I mentioned that makes up our society. The parents, the teens, and the children in your family life. Even as a little child, right? They're beginning to learn to ask, can I have a cookie? Can I go outside? And as they get older, they begin to ask, can I go and hang out with my friends? Now, those type of questions, as you're hearing it, you understand why that's important for that child to ask that. Because it prevents other problems from arising. Again, we're building the society. Supervisors and coworkers. You might think that when a supervisor gives you a job to do, that you just got to stay with it. Or if you want to make changes, just do what you want to do. But have you not thought about asking? Like, for example, if a coworker want to say, can I forego this part of this project because we don't have the amount of materials needed to finish it? That's a form of asking, because it's important to the success of the company. Strangers, and this occurs a lot. I was surprised because this week I just saw a situation like this on the news. If there's a stranger driving in your neighborhood, wouldn't you like it if they would ask if they could park their car in your driveway, behind your car? Things like that. When you ask, you avoid these problems. So let's go even a grander scale. Your nations now. Right now, we know that there are nations fighting against nations over land, over resources. There might be a situation where you might have to plow through someone's land. Is it not proper to ask? What if that land was holding certain resources that was helping their society? So the importance of asking is very evident. And the reason why asking is also one of the first lessons taught in the Piece of Solution, because it starts to develop certain characters within you, such as what we just heard about, having the character of respectfulness, and also patience. Because when you stop and you ask, you are showing that you are considering that person. That's respect. When you go and ask, we're also taught in the Piece of Solution, no is okay. So then you learn patience. Because sometimes too, it might not be a no, it's a, I'll get back to you on that. But that is the safer route, and that is a lot more peaceful than a fight out and to where destructions come. So the Piece of Solution, we can't go back to being 4 or 5 to learn our ABCs, the ASK, but we can start today, because the Piece of Solution has that perfect program that will bring us back to the basics of what society is missing. If you all please stand, I'd like to turn to our next speaker.
Welcome, everyone, to the Peaceful Solution Character Education one-day event. The title of my speech is The Who, Where, What, When, Why, and How of Self-Control. Let's begin. So who needs self-control? Everyone. Young, old, everyone in between. No one's exempt. No one is left out. So where do we need the self-control? Everywhere. Home, school, work, the store, the list is endless. So what is self-control? Self-control, in the self-control unit on page 4, it says controlling, that is guiding or directing what you think, because your thoughts lead to feelings. Controlling what you feel, because feelings lead to actions. Controlling how you behave, because decisions lead to actions which lead to rewards or consequences. Self-control is what you do when no one is looking. And self-control is also the foundation of positive character. So when do we need self-control? All the time. There may be times you need more self-control. There might be times when you need a little less self-control. But you will always, always need self-control. You will never have to not have it. So why do we need self-control? Self-control enables you to speak and to behave appropriately. Very important word there, appropriately, regardless of the choices that are placed before you or the situations that you're in. So how do you develop self-control? The Peaceful Solution Character Education Program Self-Control Unit, Chapter 1, teaches you that self-control starts with you. It starts with me. It teaches you that self-controls begin with controlling your thoughts and making choices that are positive and moral. Chapter 2 guides you how to control your emotions to your advantage. It educates you on what emotions are and the importance of practicing self-control when responding to your emotions. So chapter 3 instructs you on how to control your anger. You will identify the emotion of anger and how to practice self-control regarding your anger. Chapter 4 explains how to apply self-control to the interactions and communication. It also teaches you how to respond to those who lack self-control. Not everyone is practicing the peaceful solution. There will be those that do lack that self-control. We will learn how to respond to those who are lacking their self-control. Chapter 5 educates you on how to maintain your self-control. Just like maintaining a car, which the Peaceful Solution does instruct you in, you have to maintain your self-control as well as each and every one of your positive character traits. It educates you on how influences can affect your ability to maintain your self-control. It also guides you how to apply self-control to distinguish between positive and negative influences and to not let others bring you down to their level. Very important words once again. Not to allow others to bring you down to their level. Remember, they're not practicing the Peaceful Solution Character Education Program. You are. So chapter 6 explains how an individual's choice in practicing self-control affects society. And it is a choice. And it does affect society. It affects each and every person. You might think that it doesn't affect anyone. It does. Every choice you make, I make, affects someone. It also teaches you how an individual's lack of self-control has consequences for society. And chapter 7. Chapter 7 will train you on how to expand your concept of self-control to include the environment. You will learn how the air, the water, and the food supply become polluted and how to apply your self-control to prevent further pollution. The Peaceful Solution Character Education Program is a thought-provoking program. When you learn the concepts in this program and apply them to your life, very important words, apply them in your life, because if you don't apply them, they're not going to work. You have to apply them. It will change your heart and it will change your mind to develop a positive moral character. Will this occur overnight? No. Is it going to be easy? No. However, the more you practice these concepts, the easier they become. They will become a habit to you. They will become very easy. It takes a lot of practice, persistence, and dedication on a daily, sometimes minute, and I want to stress sometimes a second-by-second basis. But you can do it. You can do it. It is possible. Just take these concepts and apply them into your life, and you cannot go wrong. I thank you for your time and the opportunity to speak to you today.
Hello, everyone. title of my speech today will be, So Let It Be Known in You. In a world we were born where there is 20% of peace, 20% of joy, and 50% of respect, and 10% of safety. Dear society, you have failed us as a community, society, nation, and world. Not once, but too many times. You have stolen the rights for us to live in peace and safety. You have poisoned our minds into thinking that it is okay to touch, take, and steal without asking permission first and be dishonest. Our society today is led by walking souls who have no leadership skills, no value, no morals, no respect, no self-control, and no care or concern for themselves, others, or all life. Leaders of tomorrow and today, I ask you, what have you accomplished in the past years that you have been on earth? I will tell you what you have accomplished. Absolutely nothing. You've sat back and done nothing besides cry tears and send prayers when a loved one is kidnapped or killed. But you haven't fixed the root of the problem. Because as of this year, we are still experiencing suffering and thefts and burglary, rape, sex trafficking, kidnapping, school shootings. The list goes on and on and on. And my question to you is why? We as a nation have went through 46 presidents, and we are still seeing the same thing repeat itself over and over again. Our world, our nation, our community is no longer a safe place to live. There is so much dishonesty and stealing that you yourselves as world leaders, you are dishonest yourselves also. My question to all of the world leaders across the world is, are you satisfied with the decisions that you have been making? Are you pleased with yourself? Do you feel accomplished? Are you a leader who wants what's best for their people? There is one leader I know who taught his people right from wrong. His name is Gidger Hawkins. And with him as our leader, his community crime rates has been at a 0%. Leaders, you got to be doing something wrong. But I won't leave you hanging because we're going to fix this problem. First, we must start within the homes. Instead of pushing our children away and putting them in front of a TV set, how about we give them a peaceful solution book? Do not steal. So they'll know from a young age how to act before they touch and how to be honest. So they'll know that stealing goes beyond just physical things. You can steal authority, you can steal safety, you can steal peace, and you can steal joy. Second, let's start teaching the peaceful solution in the schools. Instead of having after-school games, how about we have after-school peaceful solution classes that teach us rewards and consequences? To all the world leaders near and far, let it be known in you that you are not just a leader, but you are a leader of peace. Let it be known in you that you are a leader who is against all violence, truthful and fair. Let it be known in us that we stand by every word that is written in the Peaceful Solution Character Education Program. And we'll start to see the crime rates go down. And that 20% of peace, and that 20% of joy, and that 50% of respect, and that 10% of safety will turn into 100% of peace, and 100% of love, and 100% of safety, and 100% of unity. We have to recognize, for us to make a change, we have to start from the top and work our way to the bottom. Let's work together and make our world better than how we found it. It starts with you. Please stand and welcome the next speaker.
All right, can you hear me now?
Okay, I just did that as a test. Yay, it works. Hello, everyone. I hope y'all are having a great time. I'm really enjoying myself. I enjoyed all the speeches from this morning and from of the ladies that just spoke before me. So my name is Veronica, and I will be speaking with you about values as they, in the aspect of the prison systems and the juvenile system, okay? So, what are values? We have some Peaceful Solution students in here and instructors. I see y'all. Values are what you believe in or feel strongly about. So as I go through my presentation, I just want you all to think about what is it that you value, okay? So just remember that as we go through this. So the juvenile and adult prison system has an extremely high recidivism rate. Okay, and recidivism is when a person is released from prison and commits more crimes and returns within a short period of time. Most of the time, it's within the first 3 years of their release. Now, you would think after having your freedom taken away and living in such a hostile and dangerous environment that you wouldn't want to go back, right? But that's not always the case, because the rehabilitation programs, it's not really that successful in the prison systems. The recidivism rate for the juvenile programs is 75%. 75%. And for the adult prison system, the recidivism rate is 68%. Now that's alarming. These people, men, women, and children, yes, children, that is where the word juvenile comes from. In the court systems, a juvenile is anyone under the age of 18 who has committed a crime. They've never been taught that they have value. They probably have only heard that word, like me, before coming to the Peaceful Solution. I only heard the word value used in like the value of a house, the value of property, the value of jewelry, something to that nature. Never did I hear that life has value, like the Peaceful Solution teaches us. All life has value. If they were taught how to make right choices and that their choices can lead to rewards or consequences, I'm pretty sure most of these individuals would not make the same choice. But despite past choices, when you educate yourself in the Peaceful Solution Character Education Program, you can change your life around, and you can also change the lives of others around you who witness you practice this program. And it causes an outward ripple effect, giving hope to others that they can change their society and the world around them. So in school, we learn an array of subjects, and some of these subjects we might use from time to time. Some of these subjects you probably have not used since you left school. But being educated in developing positive moral character is something that you will use every single day of your life, in every single interaction, and when you're alone. Just think about it. How many crimes have been committed when people were alone? Quite a bit. A lot of crimes. The Peaceful Solution Character Education Program is a complete curriculum of every aspect of everyday life, from the womb to retirement and beyond. And we have a prison manual specifically dedicated to the juvenile and the adult prison systems. And can we see the books? We have the prison manual in English, and we also have the prison manual in Espanol. Did I say that right? Yay, I speak Spanish now. No, I don't. Okay. So the Peaceful Solution Character Education Program is a thought-provoking program, and it is about prevention and intervention as well. So how many of you all have ever heard the phrase, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure? Yeah, I see a lot of hands. That's because I knew that I saw some of my Peaceful Solution students in here. So the concepts in the Peaceful Solution help us to solve all problems peacefully. They're simple yet very effective when you practice them as they're taught by the Peaceful Solution. And one of the concepts that I love, absolutely, the first time I ever heard about it, I was like, why didn't I know this before? It's the STOP acronym. Okay, so how many of y'all are familiar with the STOP acronym? All right, so then y'all can help me with it, okay? So the first step in the STOP acronym is S. And when you think about it, just think about a stop sign. Stop, just stop. Stopping helps you calm down. Don't speak, don't act, don't do anything. Just stop, right? And when you stop, it helps you to go to step 2, which is the T. And the T in the STOP acronym is think. Great. Think. And what are we thinking about? We're thinking about step 3. Step 3 is O. And the O is think about your options. Is this going to lead to a positive reward or a negative consequence? And the fourth and the final step in the STOP acronym is the letter P. Proceed. So what do we proceed with? We proceed with the right choice. Absolutely. So if we teach the men, women, and children in the prison systems that they have value, we can point them in the right direction and get them on the road to true rehabilitation. Just a few words placed in a person's mind at the proper time can guide their thinking for the rest of his or her life. Now, just think about the alarming recidivism rate that I spoke about earlier in the juvenile and the prison systems, and just think to yourself how necessary it is to use the Peaceful Solution character education program to rebuild the society. And I will turn it over to the next teacher.
Hello everyone, my name is Ashley. Today I'm going to be speaking on the topic of morals through the Peaceful Solution Character Education Program. Morals defined by the Peaceful Solution Character Education Program are rules that divides a right behavior from a wrong behavior. And when we are being raised up, our parents and people close to us can help us establish these moral values, like do not lie, do not steal, be kind to others, do not kill, giving a helping hand when you can. And then on the other hand, we have immoral values. Some examples of those would be stealing from others, bullying, lying, cheating, being unkind, vandalism, harming animals, and littering. Morals in the Peaceful Solution Character Education Program consist of 3 different categories. The first category being behavior and attitude towards all life, human, animal, and plant. When we grow up in a household that values respect towards all things, we can have a great moral value instilled into us. When we would know not to treat others wrongfully or disrespectfully or to hurt or abuse animals in any way. Or have you heard, don't pick a flower from the earth, but enjoy its beauty where it's at in nature? We would not go out of our way to defile the nature around us, but in some people's life, this is not the case. Sometimes situations are different and people are abused physically or emotionally, and this can lead to immoral choices like bullying or self-harm or being mean to animals or destroying the environment around them. But outside of the home, with the help of teachers or peers around them making positive moral choices and seeing the benefits, this can help change the way that they make their own choices later in life. And this standard of morality can be applied to at any age. And when we apply these moral values, we see a positive impact a choice can make. We are more likely to choose that moral way of doing things again and again. The second category being behavior and attitude towards possessions and property. An example of moral value in this category would be respecting people's items. This could be something from a friend, a stranger, or an establishment or store. Let's see, so if we borrow something from a friend, you would want it returned in the manner in which you received it, right? And if a stranger left or lost, let's say, a wallet, you would return it just as you found it and in the condition that you found it. And from a store, you would purchase an item before you took it or opened it. And that is respecting that establishment. An immoral way of going about some of these situations would be stealing things from friends or destroying their property, or doing the same to strangers or to a store. Or another way of being immoral could be vandalizing places that do not belong to you, or an item that is not yours, or an establishment. All of these immoral acts have consequences, which could lead to broken friendships, arguments, violence, and even trouble with law enforcement. And in the third category, being behavior and attitude towards the environment, a moral attitude would be cleaning up after yourself or making sure that people are not harming the areas around them with man-made chemicals that can contaminate our atmosphere and water, the soil, or the animals. An immoral attitude would be littering and not cleaning up after yourself when you are out and about, or defiling the ground or polluting the atmosphere, water, plants, and animals. We right now have the responsibility to our planet and its resources to make this positive choice that will define the outcome for our future generations. When it comes to all of these topics that we had just covered, we can ask ourselves some questions to help us see the choices that we are making are moral or immoral choices. And these questions are found in the Peaceful Solution Character Unit on page 58. And they are, does this go against what I know is right and healthy? Will this help me build a positive character? Now let's see can this cause harm to myself or others? And will this affect my future? Now let us get an example from the Peaceful Solution Unit, page 70. So your friend tells you that she's going to shoplift a necklace from a mall, and if you're really her friend, you would come with her and you would be her lookout. She now can stop and ask herself, can this harm others or myself? And yes, it can. My friend could get in trouble with law enforcement as well as myself. How could this affect my future? This could affect her future very badly. Does this go against what I know is right and healthy? And yes, it does go against what I know is right. Will this help me build a positive character? No, it will not. But if I choose a moral way and say no, I will be building my positive character. And in conclusion, with these principles that we just covered, you can now help to rebuild our society one choice at a time with the Peaceful Solution Character Education Program. Thank you for your time, and I'll turn it over to the next speaker.
Family, how are you guys doing today? I want everybody to give a round of applause for our previous speakers, because it's amazing at what they do. It really is. My name is Lydia, and today I'm going to be speaking about integrity. And the title of my speech today is a fast-fading lifestyle. Now, I want to start out by telling you a little story about my grandfather. When I was little, I was over at my grandparents' house, and we were sitting on the couch, and my grandfather was the coolest person that I'd known. Okay, he was cool, he was calm, he didn't say a lot, but when he spoke, you listened. And so we were sitting there, we had our newspapers. Of course, mine was the Berenstain Bears. He had his coffee, I had my juice. We were just relaxing on the couch. And all of a sudden, he just flips down the corner of his newspaper, and he goes, "Little girl, listen to Grandpa. Whatever you do in life, never forget your dignity, your integrity, and your intelligence." I looked at him, I said, "Okay, Grandpa." And we went back to what we were doing. I was 4, I had no idea what he was doing. I had no idea what any of that meant. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, I did not even remember that until he passed away. But it stuck with me, because thinking back through school years, with my friends, there was a line that I didn't cross. I excelled at what I could, and I stayed where I needed to be. And that made a big impact on me. So, integrity. What is integrity? In the Character Unit, Chapter 1, page 18, it says, integrity is the steadfast adherence to a strict moral code. Now, we're all adults. We know what that means. We understand. But sometimes we get so caught up in our daily life that we don't always remember everything about what every word means. And I don't have time to go into them today because I talk fast, but I don't talk that fast. So take the time and look up what each and every one of those words mean, because it made me open my eyes because I had forgotten a few of those definitions. Integrity is the end result of internalizing positive character traits that can be seen in your actions and your attitudes. So what are some positive character traits? They talked about some today. You have self-control, respect. There's also honesty, patience, forgiving, being thankful, getting educated. These character traits are beneficial to us, and not just us as one person, but the people that we deal with, because they see us and they can learn something from that if they choose to. Think about the world we live in. We live in a fast-paced, high-tech world, and sometimes that high-tech gets me. But it's the way we live today. Everything is go, 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 go. And sometimes we might say things that we don't mean. Sometimes we might agree to do something and then don't follow through because it's no longer beneficial to us. Think about these things. This is the way we live today. Now I have a question for you, and I'd like to see a show of hands. How many of you have heard of deals made on a handshake? Surprisingly, there's not that many people. I thought there would be quite a few more. Can I ask you, what is that?
You would agree to something by shaking your hand, telling the person, this is what I'm committing to, and you shake it.
Yes. It is a verbal contract. You agree upon something, and your signature is your handshake. That is what a deal made on a handshake is. And it is rarely, if ever, used anymore. Now you have terms and conditions, you have fine print. Where did that lifestyle go? Where we could trust what each other said, and we do what we say we are going to do. When we actively use positive character traits, our lives change. There's trust put in you. You put your trust in other people. Things become a little calmer because you know that the person you spoke to is going to do exactly what they've said they're going to do. So how do we use those positive character traits? We know what they are now, so how do we use them? There's 2 points. You have action and you have attitude. So action is the doing of something to reach your goal. You have to do. That is an action. And your attitude, you are doing all of the things. But what is your attitude saying? Are you gung-ho about this? Are you on top of it and you are like, yes, yes, yes? Or are you kind of half and half about it? You're like, a little lazy about it today. Is that gonna be long term? If you're already feeling lazy about the doing, the attitude that you put forth about the action that you want to accomplish. What about if you're doing it grudgingly? Is it going to stick? If we want to make a change in our life, we have to make that change in our life. Remember, it is the end result of all of your hard work, because you, the one who is incorporating, the one who is internalizing, the one who is the doing of the actions, you become the person of integrity. We are more than what we think we are. Other people can see it. we have to believe in it. And it does not matter what age you are. You can be 3 minutes old or 300. And I'm telling you, if you're 300 years old, I'd like to talk to you because I'd really like to make it that far. But it doesn't matter what age what age you are. And it does not matter where you come from, what you've done in your life. Change starts today. It starts right now. I am doing this. And then do it. Do it. Imagine if everybody became a person of integrity. We would never, ever have to worry about walking down the street, going to the grocery store, do errands. We would never have to worry about any of that. Again, this is a fast fading lifestyle. We can bring that back. But you have to choose to do so. It is your life, your choice. What kind of lifestyle are you looking for? Are you looking for something peaceful, something calm, something wonderful? Or are you looking for something a little violent, a little crazy, and a little detrimental to your health and to others? What we do ripples out and affects others. It's not just affecting me, because what I do today can affect all of you tomorrow. The Peaceful Solution is amazing, and I love this program because if it wasn't for this program, I would not be standing here today. And I will forever be grateful for that. Someone once said not too long ago that your name is your identity. What do we want to be known for? What do you want to become? When someone thinks of you, what do you want that first thought to be? Your name is your identity. Our next speaker is actually a short video clip about our crazy world and the choices we have to make. Because again, they are our choices to make. I can't make yours and you cannot make mine. So what is it that you want in your life? Do you want to remember your dignity, your integrity, and your intelligence? Or do you just want to have fun until it's done? So with that, I will turn it over to the video clip.
What's your choice? Every minute counts. In our society, technology is everywhere. We have the latest phones, games, and an app for anything imaginable. See how frustrating life can be when you're on the receiving end of technology today. Meet the Green family. It's very typical that the mother is always on her phone. It seems like she never has time to pay attention to her daughter, Lily.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Lily.
Hello? Oh, it's great to hear from you. I was waiting to find out what color you decided to go with. I think so too. Purple is definitely the best. Are you going to have it in both rooms? Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, well then we'll touch bases later. Okay, bye. Mom. Oh, just one moment. I just gotta let her know about the blue also. Did you have a great day? Mm-hmm. Great.
Mom, can I have something to eat?
One moment, okay, Lily? One moment. I really need to find out if she needs something also. One moment, I'll be with you. I'll be with you in one moment. What is it?
Can I have something to eat?
Something to eat? Sure.
Come on in. Miss Markham, thank you so much for taking the opportunity to talk to me. You would not believe what I have to show you. I just left that meeting with HR. They gave me a fistful of papers. I need you to look at them because unless you see them and sign them, they're just going to shred them.
Excuse me.
The lawyer is wait.
Excuse me. Hi. I'm so sorry. I do. Yes, of course. Oh no, how about taking it to the vet? Can you lift it? Be very careful. Okay, keep me posted. Bye-bye. Yes, I'm so sorry.
Please, this will only take a moment. If you would please review these sheets. The HR just sent them over.
Hold on. Hello? How about Fridays?
What is going on here?
Nice salads. They do, and it's yummy.
Hey, I thought you had something to tell me.
Some people have no patience.
Lauren, I am so sorry I'm late. I'm glad that you suggested us meeting for lunch. I can't wait to tell you about my day. You would not believe what occurred. You know, remember I was telling... Yes.
Yeah.
Remember I was telling you, I had that meeting with HR. They gave me all that paperwork that I needed to submit to her for her signature. What she promised that she would do. And when I got to the office, all she did was text on her phone, answer her phone. She never gave me the time of day, and she kept ignoring me. I couldn't
Your boss
believe
is so rude.
You are right. She was rude today. I needed to have those papers signed so I could bring them to the lawyers in 30 minutes. I left there with nothing. I was so upset.
Can I take a selfie?
Really, Lauren? A selfie?
Get closer, come on. Come in,
Lauren.
get closer. You're not even in the frame.
You're not listening to me.
Yes, I am. Your boss and your...
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You always talk about her. She's just... Come here.
This was like a vital piece of my life. I need...
You're not smiling.
You're not listening.
You're not smiling, though. You gotta smile. Thank you. Okay. That's great.
This is what I've been doing to Lily this whole time. I have to fix this now before it's too late.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Lily. I'm so glad you're home from school. How did it go today?
Great.
Yeah? Anything special occurred?
Yeah.
What?
A cat named Marley today came, and she's like this big.
A little kitten. She's a little kitten. Really?
Yeah.
I bet everybody had fun with her. Did the
Yeah.
teacher let her go inside?
Yeah.
Really?
Your phone.
Yeah, we're not going to worry about that right now. How did your math test go?
Great.
Yeah?
I got an A+.
You got an A+. It had long division on it?
Yeah.
Really?
Good.
Wonderful.
Your test.
Yeah, I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'd rather listen to how your day went. So how do you think we should do supper tonight?
Can we have spaghetti?
Spaghetti sounds great. With garlic bread?
Yeah.
Okay.
And meatballs.
And meatballs, absolutely. Salad on the side?
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds great. With tomatoes? No tomatoes? Well, that means we don't have to go to the garden because we already have lettuce in the fridge. So that'll be great. Okay. I know, we're not gonna worry about the phone right now. Why don't we go for a walk?
And ice cream too.
All right, let's go for a walk and we'll get ice cream too. We'll talk about how we're going to make our meatballs.
2 scoops of chocolate.
2 scoops of chocolate sounds like a deal. A little bit of strawberry syrup on it?
Sure.
Okay, that'll be fun.
Time is just as valuable as the people you spend it with. Every minute counts.
Let's start
rebuilding our
society with one positive choice at a time.
With the Peaceful Solution Character Education Program.
What's your choice? Every minute counts.
Wasn't that a wonderful presentations we've had so far? In 2015, the Peaceful Solution Character Education Program took a petition to Washington, D.C. and presented it to congressmen, women, and senators. It was entitled Stop All Wars. The purpose of this was to show that war isn't just on the other side of the world, but it's within our own homes and sometimes even within our own minds. But the peaceful solution, being the peaceful solution, didn't just state the problem, it also gave a solution with 3 simple steps. Step number 1 was to assess the situation. Step number 2 was to admit we need to make a change and be quick about it. And step number 3 was to lay a foundation for every child in the world by making available the Peaceful Solution Character Education Program. And this is what we are doing today, taking the time to evaluate our choices, knowing that our choice doesn't just affect ourselves, but it can ripple out and affect others. And you might say, my choices might not affect what's going on all the way in Russia, but there is someone in your world, in your community, that your choices are affecting. Now I would like to introduce our song presentation, which is very special. It's not just a song presentation from our Peaceful Solution representatives here in Abilene, Texas, but from our Peaceful Solution family, from the Philippines, from Kenya, from Nigeria, and from Ghana. With this, please welcome them.
Can't get along. Our hatred in this world is strong. We think everyone has to be the same. Many are mistreated every day. It's time to unite and set things straight. There's too much division in our world today. The peaceful solution is where we must start. Then we'll be like in thought, mind, and heart. There's so much trouble. We don't have to be mean strangers. If we learn past all our differences and forget the faults, we can learn to be great friends. It's time to unite and set things straight. There's too much division in our world today. The peaceful solution is where we must start. And then we'll be alike in thought, mind, and heart. Yes, we're all from different walks of life, but that doesn't mean we have to live in strife. It's time to realize that together we accomplish more. Working as one, a better world's in store. It's time to unite and set things straight. There's too much division in our world today. The peaceful solution is where we must start. And then we'll be alike in thought, mind, and heart. We need to be like in thought, mind, and heart. It's time to unite.
What a presentation. For those who are wiping your tears, you are not alone. Let's give them a round of applause. It is a reminder that in a society filled with sadness and pain, the Peaceful Solution Character Education Program is the hope that we all need, and the hope that everyone in this building and all those watching on Facebook Live have seen the change within their own lives. And to be honest, there was kind of a subliminal message in that. One positive choice, one influence that is actually a choice is the music that we listen to. The music that you are choosing to listen to, how is it affecting the choices that you're making? Is it causing division, or is it helping you to make a positive choice to unite with anyone, no matter who they are or where they're from? With this, that completes our portion, and I have the honor and privilege to turn it over to our partners in peace.
We all need the peaceful solution. The world needs the peaceful solution. You and I need the peaceful solution. Our children need the peaceful solution.
My name is Susan. I'm from East Africa, Kenya, and I'm honored and privileged to be a participant and a speaker at the Peaceful One Day event. We'll be discussing the theme, Rebuilding Our Society, One Choice at a Time. To rebuild means to build again after it has been damaged or destroyed. Society means the aggregate of people living together in a more or less orderly community. A choice means an act of choosing between two or more possibilities, for example, between right and wrong. Culture means ideas, custom, or social behavior of a particular people or society. It's a way of life, lifestyle, or tradition. Our here meaning belonging or associated with a particular person or a speaker. Today I'll be discussing about ownership, a beautiful concept that I have learned from the Peaceful Solution Character Education Program. Ownership means the act of owning. To own means to have, to possess, or to belong to. We own so many things, but did you know we own our bodies? Our bodies are our most special and unique treasure. We have a sole responsibility of taking care of our bodies. Over the years, we've been eating healthy so that we can maintain our bodies and become more productive, hence becoming successful and prosperous societies. But as we advance in technology, we become so busy such that poor diet has been the thing that we adapt. Poor diet means consuming unhealthy food and beverages, for example, sugar-sweetened beverages and highly processed food that has been causing weight gain and other chronic diseases. There are factors that influence a poor diet. Individual factors like knowledge, personal taste and preference, mood, hunger, level of health status, special diet requirements, ethnicity, and personal income. Those are some of the factors that contribute to poor diet. There are consequences for this. Most studies agree that diet has a big impact on health to the extent of determining whether a person will get chronic diseases like cancer, cardiovascular conditions, that's the heart or stroke, which are most common, diabetes, dental issues, and obesity. In some children, poor diet can also be associated with behavioral problems, sleep issues, with emotional and psychological development. We have our body as a special possession, and we have a sole responsibility of taking care of our bodies because we own them. For example, if you want to take care of your heart and your mind, you need to eat healthy. Foods for a healthy heart include leafy green vegetables, spinach, kales that provide vitamins and minerals and antioxidants, whole grain, berries, avocados, fatty fish and fish oil, walnuts, bean, dark chocolate, tomatoes, almonds, seeds like chia seeds and flaxseed, garlic, olive oil, soya beans, and green tea. What we eat can influence almost every aspect of heart health. Well-balanced diet can help keep your healthy heart in great shape and minimize your risk of heart disease. For a healthy mind, you need healthy foods that are going to boost your brain and memory, because our brain is a kind of a big deal. It controls center of our body, and it keeps the heart beating and the lungs breathing, allowing us to move, feel, and think. So certain foods that can help us keep the brain healthy in the peak of working conditions include fatty fish, coffee, blueberries, turmeric, broccoli, pumpkin seeds, dark chocolate, walnut, oranges, eggs, green tea, and many more. By including these foods in our diet, we support our brain health and boost the alertness, memory, and mood. Since we have a responsibility to take care of our most special possessions, that is our body, it is very important that we start applying this beautiful concept of ownership by eating healthy to rebuild our bodies, going back to basic and eating organic, avoiding processed foods and beverages so that we can become more successful and productive. We need men, women with healthy bodies to also have, and build a prosperous nation. Thank you.
The power of compassion is so very strong. It can turn enemies to friends simply by showing that you truly care.
Hello everyone, I am Gizia from the Philippines. It's a great honor and privilege to speak to all of you in a Peaceful Solution Character Education Program International Fall 2023 one-day event. And the theme is Rebuilding Our Society One Choice at a Time with the Peaceful Solution Character Education Program. And the topic I chose is respect. What is respect and why is it important? Respect means to recognize the value of people and things and to treat them with consideration, care, and concern. Respect is important in each aspect of our life because it teaches us how to respect others and how to accept somebody for who they are, even they are different from you or even you don't agree with them. But there are many ways we can show respect. There are many forms. First is respecting ourselves, respecting the right of others, respecting the differences, respecting the authority, and respecting the environment. What will occur if we fail to practice these forms? It will cause disrespect and hatred. Disrespect is a common problem in our society and are often considered normal part of life. Disrespect is the foundation of all negative interaction and relationship in our society. We have seen many different forms of disrespect, and one thing is certain. It results of hurting feelings, resentment, physical aggression, violence, murder, and even death. There are 4 common forms of disrespect. Number 1 is verbal disrespect. Verbal disrespect includes not saying thank you, excuse me, bullying, or teasing. Number 2 is physical disrespect. This includes not keeping yourself clean and abusing alcohol and experimenting with drugs. Number 3 is disrespecting of environment. It includes polluting and harming plants and animals. Number 4 is disrespecting of property. It includes stealing and defacing property. There are common forms of disrespect we see every day and everywhere. To avoid all of this, we should practice respect and respecting all kinds of life. Always remember that respect is not only for me or for you, but respect is for all. It means to show care and concern for another person's animals, belongings of others, or even in the environment. How can one start to make small changes in their lives to see a positive result and begin to treat others with utmost respect? Even we put in most difficult and respectful situation, yet maintain the belief that everyone deserves to be respected on how they treat you. And the only solution I see is the Peaceful Solution Character Education Program. Here is how we incorporated respect and use it in our daily choices. We can use words, kind words in speaking so that we can use positive communication and to solve conflict. We can be more mindful of the need of others and being considerate for one another. In this small gesture of kindness towards others, it can show care and concern. Show this also to ourselves. We can show respect to ourselves by choosing to eat healthy foods to help our body function well. And taking care of our mental health, we can also choose respect the boundaries of others as well as the decision towards their belongings. And in environmental scale, we must show respect to our environment by not throwing trash everywhere and not putting debris on the ground, and not polluting water and air we breathe, and be kind to animals. And incorporating these choices of respect, we will be healthy and joyful to be around. We can get along with one another, we can come together as a society and build community. We will work as a team. We show respect to one another, the impact would ripple out a positive way in all aspects of life. And respect, always remember that respect never hurts anyone or even yourself. See, life is beautiful and pleasant. We must do our part to show respect to one another and to ourselves, and also to the planet we call home. Let's continue practicing Peaceful Solution Character Education Program, and let's change the society into a safe and peaceful world for all.
We'll show everyone that we care. We'll guard their treasure and
am Ria, a student teacher and instructor in training of the PC Solution Character Education Program. I'm so delighted to be a part of this very special International Fall One Day Event 2023. I'm speaking to you from Aba, Nigeria, and the title of my speech is Asking. Why include asking as part of moral character development? The importance of asking for permission or instructions, or just to be 100% certain that we are taking the right course of action, is part of being responsible, respectful, and is a great indicator that we are practicing self-control. It also reflects a humble attitude. Asking means to seek permission. The importance of asking. Asking promotes positive relationships among everyone we interact with on a daily basis. Consider the problems that can arise because someone uses or touches another's belongings without permission. Conflict can flare up like wildfire and escalate, possibly causing a fight, violence, aggression, injury, and even loss of life. When we remember to ask permission first, we have an opportunity to show respect to the owner of the belonging. This also allows the individual to make choices concerning his or her possession and will prevent invading others' privacy. Did you know that people value others who take the time to ask before touching others' belongings? This helps to build the rapport that can enhance your work relationship, as well as build and develop trusting and lasting friendship. Regardless of the circumstances, making asking a habit can become an important aspect and will greatly improve your daily life. Is there anyone who likes being hurt and embarrassed? How can we prevent it? Adopting a never hurt to ask attitude can prevent hurt, regret, and embarrassment. Asking permission to use or touch the possessions of others shows respect, and it gives the owner the opportunity to make choices about the things they own. What should we ask for? There are countless things we can ask for. In the home, we can ask our parents to use something that belongs to them. In the workplace, we can ask to use a co-worker's pen. In school, we can ask our teachers to leave the classroom, to verify procedures in an effort to make sure steps are followed correctly, or for permission to take time off from work. Asking brings unity in a working environment. Why should we be consistent in asking? Consistency implies repeatedly asking permission. Consistency in positive moral conduct builds positive character traits. Consistency in asking permission for the betterment of your own personal growth and development. Asking gives others the opportunity to make choices about the things they own. Yes, we must be willing to accept the decision about others' belonging. Asking does not always mean that we will be given yes for an answer. Responding appropriately to being told no shows that we accept and recognize the authority others have over their possession. So remember, always remember, no is okay. No is okay. I accept what you say. No is okay. So always remember that. Always remember, it shows respect to ask permission, and this should be practiced until it becomes a habit. The ABCs of asking. Always be consistent. Knowing who to ask, when to ask, what to ask, and then consistently asking when appropriate to do so requires a positive character trait of self-control. In all, making asking a focal point within this program is proving to be successful as a means of minimizing conflicts in many situations. Simply taking the time to ask and to accept the answer given is a great test of a positive moral character. And the theme of this International 4-1-Day event, rebuilding our society, one choice at a time, with the PSCEP solution. Therefore, making the choice to always ask is a great decision in helping rebuild our society. Thank you for listening.
Saving our children starts with teaching respect. Saving our children starts with caring for them.
Hi everyone, my name is Anas from Lagos, Nigeria, and I'm an instructor of the PSCEP Solution Character Education Program. I'm here to speak on self-control. What comes to your mind when you hear the word self-control? At first, when I haven't fully understand what self-control means, I explain it as being in charge of yourself, watching out for yourself, or being self-cautious. But after being taught with the PSCEP Solution Character Education Program in theory, I got to know that self-control means controlling what you think because your thoughts lead to feelings, controlling what you feel because your feelings lead to actions, controlling how you behave because your actions can lead to reward or consequences. Now, self-control is the most important character trait one can develop because it affects all aspects of our life in building a positive character trait like patience, forgiving, being trustworthy, and also honest, to mention but a few. But before we can achieve this, we need to learn what positive and negative means, what emotions are, and what reward and consequences mean. Now, for positive and negative, positive can be said to be correct, yes, while negative can be said to be not right, wrong, or bad. Now, the reason we are learning this is for us to be able to differentiate between positive or negative thoughts, actions, or choices. Now, for emotions. Emotions are strong physical and mental responses triggered by what we experience. For example, you were just given something by someone that you've been really longing for. How would you feel at that moment? You feel very excited. Now, the excitement there is an emotion. Or you were walking on the road and all of a sudden you were just pushed out of the way. How would you feel at that moment? You feel angry and embarrassed. Now, the embarrassment and the anger is an emotion. Or you, as a parent, sent your child on an errand at dusk. 30 minutes, she isn't back from where you sent her to. You tried her cell phone, it's not going through. How would you feel? You get scared and frustrated and afraid. Now, these are the emotions because they are triggered by what you experience. Now, for reward and consequences. Reward is the result we get when we practice, when we have positive choices, when we act positively. Now, reward is not always something tangible or a material thing, but the satisfaction of knowing that you've done the right thing, you've made the right choice, you took the right actions can be a reward. Now, consequences. Consequences is also the result you get when you take a negative action and make a wrong choice. Now, consequences too is not always a physical thing like a punishment, but you feeling guilty and sad knowing that you've hurt somebody or you've made the wrong choice that will affect you for the rest of your life is also a consequences. A society where self-control is not practiced will be found with aggressions, violence, fear, and even suicide. And in the society where I come from, where I live in right now, I see this act. And it's not something one should be glad about because I hear stories. I watch the news. and I see a lot of physical assault, I see a lot of abuse, I see a lot of child molestations, I see a lot of bullying, and even suicides. Now, for us to stop this, we need to make use of the STOP acronym. You haven't heard of STOP acronym? Well, with the STOP acronym, you'll be able to use your self-control in any situation you find yourself. Now, what does STOP acronym means? S stands for stop, T stands for think, O stands for option, and P stands for proceed. Now, it's always ending with proceeding with the right choice. Now, how can we use our STOP acronym when dealing in a situation where you need self-control? For example, you need to click on an app on your phone because you are really using it in your for for homework or for business, but the app is not just responding, your phone is hanging. Then how would you feel at that moment? You start feeling frustrated and getting angry and tired. Now, if you are not careful, because these are emotions, and if you are not careful in controlling them, negative thoughts start to play in. And what are those negative thoughts? It could be in your mind that you just want to go ahead and just throw the phone on the floor. But if you end up throwing the phone on the floor, you might end up losing that phone and buying another one. So then what you need to do is stop, to think, to, to stop, to think that about the positive outcome or negative outcome of the actions that you are going to take. Is it to throw the phone or to calm down and know that this is just a technology and maybe you've been using it for quite a long time? Then you pick your option between the positive and the negative and proceed with the positive choice. So I encourage everyone to know that self-control is really important, because when we do, we have a very wonderful world of peace in our life. Thank you.
Honesty, ask permission. Honesty, be respectful. Honesty, be truthful. Honesty, it's the right way.
Greetings, everyone. A scintillating day to all present. This is Thelma, reaching you from Accra, Ghana, an active student and an instructor in training of the Peaceful Solution Character Education Program. And I'll be speaking to you about honesty, a must in the workplace. Now, have you ever considered how our lives would change if everyone in society was honest? The simple fact that most of us are workers makes honesty a must in the workplace. Now, we hear news from the news media about the consequences of dishonesty in the society, and increasingly, we hear of CEOs of multi-million-dollar companies being given hefty prison sentences for crimes such as grand larceny, fraud, embezzlement, and money laundering. Companies have run out of businesses, leaving unsuspecting employees and stockholders empty-handed, unable to cater for their families and plan for their futures. Now, what if all employees and all businesses in society are honest in their interactions and work dealings? Would there be such things such as company theft, blue and white collar crimes, fraud, and embezzlement? The answer, of course, is no. So, to be honest, what is it exactly? Honest means to be truthful, fair, free of lies, and sincere. So, to be honest in the work environment includes 1, following the rules, that is not going against or ignoring the rules and policies governing proper conduct in the work area. 2, honesty means being truthful. But what do we see today? Apparently, it appears that most people make excuses for missing work, going to work late, not fully completing assigned tasks, or not doing them at all. Now, 3, honesty means giving others credit. Now, it is important to maintain team spirit in the work environment, and this involves cooperation, sharing of ideas, building plans together with no one person taking the credit for it, and as well acknowledging each person's input in order to encourage further cooperativeness and team attitude. Now, 4, honesty means not usurping authority. An honest person will not make decisions that should be made by someone in authority without his or her permission. Now, 5, honesty means being trustworthy. Now, to have our superiors trust us to follow through on an obligation and to do our assignment to the best of our ability is such an honor. An honest employee is not only truthful, but can be trusted to adhere to company policies, not murmur against company decisions, follow instructions, and as well respect the rights and property of others. And lastly, honesty means being timely. Now, taking the allotted amount of time for breaks and lunch demonstrates honesty. If we need extra time, we need to ask somebody in authority to make that decision and accept the answer given. So, in summary, we need to become honest in the work environment by 1, following the rules, 2, being truthful, 3, giving credit to others, 4, not usurping authority, 5, being trustworthy, and 6, being timely, so as to boost and create a better working environment. Thanks for granting me audience, and I appreciate you for your time. Peace.
Open your eyes and start to see. Oh, start to see. All you've learned now is war. What you crave is peace.
Hi everyone, my name is Rachel from Kenya, the eastern part of Africa. It's a great honor to share with you in the theme Rebuilding Our Society One Choice at a Time with the Peaceful Solution Character Education Program. My topic today will be on values. From the Building Moral Excellence on page 13, values are principles or quality you consider important or worthwhile, and they play a key role in formation of character and personality. From the English dictionary, value is quality, either positive or negative, that renders something desirable. We have different types of values. How we think and behave is called moral values. Our accomplishment or goals in life, in example, education, acquiring wealth, marriage, and fame, just to mention a few, is another type of value. What we value comes from several sources. Our parents, who are our first influential teachers, friends, babysitters, and media at large. These play a key role in influencing us, and what we value comes from what we have been taught by them. I would like to share 3 things I find very valuable. One of them is life, number 2 is positive moral character, and number 3 is education. 16 years ago, my country fell into a tribal clash and lives were lost because due to a political divide, because some people wanted to gain something out of greed and false accusation. A certain tribe was attacked because of how they acquire their property and how they do their businesses. We have 44 tribes in my country. And the difference is people work and acquire their property in different ways. There are those who are genuine, there are those who are not genuine. But you can see in values, there are either positive or negative. but a certain tribe was attacked due to the belief that they are acquiring wealth more than others due to propaganda. People can work and acquire wealth, their goals in different ways. And life must be important to all of us because everyone has a right to live wherever they choose. Everyone has a right to consider, to be educated in the things that matter to them. 10 years ago, the Westgate shopping mall was attacked. In that particular day, I was keeping another appointment on the 7th day, Saturday as it is called, and the supermarket that I used to work in that mall, 67 lives were lost. People did not consider the lives of others because of our different religious belief. So, when we stop valuing life and stop being educated on the different cultures that are all over the world, and the fact that people are different in gender, in beliefs, in what they have been taught, it should not bring about a divide. But these two incidences create a drift in so many things. Like the political clashes has created a drift in the country because every time there is an election, people always look for a way to look for a safe place to run to, closer to the people who speak the same language. And then after the elections, they have to go back to their workplace or their places of work that they've been living in. It always creates a negative mindset. Education is important to all of us because if we look at things in a different way, somebody can acquire wealth and they can stay wherever they want to stay no matter what. And in society, we all need to do what is required of us. Be positive about what you see. When you learn the Peaceful Solution Character Education Program, it always brings about the unity in the society. This effect, they ripple out because nobody would want to live around somebody who steals from them. That shows a lack of positive moral character. Nobody would want to live close to somebody who has hatred or a different mindset, something that is not moral. And in the difference that we have, the 44 tribes that we have in our country, we can always learn one thing. Despite the fact that we speak different languages, we are still the human race. I'm going to conclude by saying people must be educated in this program to bring about a peaceful coexistence, to bring about to bring about the value of life into perspective. And when people are educated, it always brings about a different mindset to everyone that is around us. And as the author says, all lives matter. Handle life with morality. I believe for those who are learning this program, we can always be part of the change, and we can always ripple out by the way we present ourselves. Thank you for the opportunity to share in the theme.
Respecting people, their belongings, and the environment too. This is what we all must do.
Why are you taking my scarf?
Hey, just a scarf!
No, but it is.
No, help me!
No.
Then you're so mean!
Why are you
just
fighting?
A
Why are you
scarf.
fighting? Who Your are you sister?
You're
You're fighting me!
Mine! Mine!
No, you need to stop. Your sisters.
No! It's mine! Help me!
I'll can you both bring this
Get
me!
Seekers of Peace, this is Ria Hadassa from Uganda. I'm a student of the Peaceful Solution Character Education Program. In this auspicious conference, I will tickle into your ears a short discourse of a kinfolk interest, namely morals. Morals are rules or standards on how we shape our lives everything is on a downward spiral, especially moral integrity. We live in the world where negative morals or vices live, and without these positive rules and standards, people have done heinous mistakes, where some have regretted and many have lost their lives. A best example is still exhibited in the war between Russia and Ukraine, where very many people have lost their lives and much justice is still witnessed to date. Without practicing the vicious morality towards life, we have in the end lost lives due to a lack of respect to human life, where the result is heart-shaking. We have at Congress experienced wars and mass genocides. We should always practice positive laws to end this menace. Without positive guidelines, many people have made wrong choices in their lives that has rippled out this globe, making our world a horrible place to be. It is of great sufficient to keep in mind that we should always maintain our positive morals to develop our character. Just as the tires of the car are maintained, so we should maintain our positive morals for our positive character development. Remember, the peaceful solution will only work to you if you put it into practice. It is not too late to make or to start to make a better choice. Always put in the Chinese saying in practice. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Learn to internalize the positive morals and influence others to do the same. Morals are the foundation of self-control, and self-control is the foundation of positive character. Maintaining them in our daily dealings, I call each and everyone to cling to rules or required standards to be safe. And at such a wonderful closing juncture, I would like to say, I love peace. What about you?
We love peace.
It's our responsibility to make right choices. It's our responsibility to be steadfast.
Greetings everyone, my name is Milkaya Wangari from East Africa, Kenya, and I'll be presenting a speech titled Integrity under the theme Rebuilding Our Society, One Choice at a Time with the Peaceful Solution Character Education Program. What does integrity mean? We are going to define what integrity means. Integrity means being honest and having strong moral principles. In the Peaceful Solution Character Education Program, the Character Unit, page 18, the end result of internalizing positive character traits that can be clearly seen in your actions and attitudes, that's integrity. A person with integrity behaves ethically and does the right thing, or at least tries to do the right thing. Let us now look at the importance of integrity in our society, on a personal level and also in our society, including everyone. Integrity is a very important virtue to have in life because it helps you to become a great person. When you have integrity, you are more likely to make better decisions, treat others with respect, and you are also going to become successful. Because without integrity, people can become dishonest even if they don't mean to. And in the society, if we have integrity, there will be no influence of theft, there will be no all kinds of immorality, there will be no influence of peer pressure, and also there will be no influence of all the negative things that we see today. Someone with integrity doesn't jump into conclusions. They give others the opportunity to explain themselves. They know that things aren't always as they seem, and that each person has a unique point of view that deserves to be heard. So, what are the behaviors that shows someone has integrity? Being dependable and following through on commitments, holding yourself accountable and owning up to your shortcomings, being open and honest when communicating with others. Let us look at the causes of lack of integrity in our society. What causes lack of integrity in our society? Number one, negative influence from social media, lack of peaceful solution character education program in schools, peer pressure, fear of negative consequences, the environment, lack of moral education, and desire for personal gain. So having looked at the causes of lack of integrity, let us now see the effects of lack of integrity in our society. Lack of integrity can lead to lack of trust in relationships and also in our workplaces and in general in our society. It can also lead to conflicts. It can lead to dissatisfactions. It can also lead to lack of motivation. How can we apply integrity in our society to make it a better place? Number one, we need to be honest. We need to be honest in everything that we do and in our communications. We need to respect everyone and everything, regardless of their age, regardless of if they are living or non-living. We need to show respect. We need to ask before doing anything or before touching anyone's possession. Because if we don't ask before touching anyone's possession, we are considered as thieves. And we don't want to become thieves. So we need to ask before doing anything. We also need to have and to practice self-control. We need to control our emotions, our feelings, so that we don't project them to other people who are not involved in our shortcomings. We also need to accept everyone and treat everyone nicely and equally. So, in conclusion, with Peaceful Solution Character Education Program, we can accomplish more. Let us strive to becoming peaceful people and teach others the Peaceful Solution Character Education Program because it's time to unite. Thank you.
I never knew peace because life at home was miserable. The concept of asking and ownership, these were never taught in my home. As a result, my younger sister always took my possessions without permission. And because respect and self-control was not modeled, my mom, trying to correct me each time, ends up yelling, which leads to conflict in the home. Feeling inferior and non-valued and misunderstood makes it hard for me to communicate with adults.
How you all doing today?
We are doing great.
I'm glad you all are doing great. Now it's time to submit your assignments.
As a result, I resort to yelling and shouting to communicate my needs, and this always lands me in trouble in my school.
Where is your English assignment?
I didn't do it.
Oh, you miss did all the assignments and you didn't do yours. Why?
Did you know what it took me to do this too? Moreover, it's just English.
Are you talking to me like that? How dare you talk to me like that?
It's unfair.
Yes, let's get to the principal's office.
in the workplace because my mom and her co-worker did not know the concepts of respect and respectful communication. It led to conflict in the office.
I just finished yesterday and I dropped it here. What? Mrs. Ugo, did you see the file I just finished yesterday? The commissioner's project. Did you prove it?
Oh, yes, I did.
Why?
Oh, the manager was asking about it when you weren't around.
Why didn't you give me a call? I just went downstairs.
Oh, what is the big deal?
You think there's no big deal in it? Did you know what it took me to finish the work yesterday? I was here till all other fellows have left, trying to finish it up. And you went and submitted it, as if you're the one that did it. You keep doing this thing. You keep trying to prove that you're better than me. Do you want to take my job or what?
Ah, Mrs. Ure, you always make too much ado about nothing.
You think this is nothing?
It's okay. It's okay. People shouldn't disrespect each other because of this thing. There is a peaceful solution that you can solve, that we can use to solve this amicably. By communicating respectfully and politely. But you can speak to her respectfully. It's not about the other person. It's about you. Respect starts with you. Respect means to recognize the value of people and things and to treat them with consideration, care, and concern. Have you heard about the PC solution?
No.
Well, I'm inviting you to the International
Spring 2023. Positive character has no generation gap. Let's confirm to the Peaceful Solution Character Education Program.
This program has been proven to work on all fields. You won't regret
Until the Peace Solution Character Education Program was introduced to my mother, my life changed for better.
Wow, it was a great event. The Peaceful Solution Education Day event. It was so wonderful. I learned so much from this program. I learned that respect is to treat others with care, consideration, and concern. I'm so sorry for the way I communicated with you. I shouldn't have done that.
I'm sorry too. I could have asked before touching your documents.
I've also learned that respect starts with me. I'll go home and apply it in my own family too.
I've also learned that I should ask permission before touching or taking something that does not belong to me.
It was really a great...
After my mother attended the Peace Solution Character Education One Day event, where they were taught the concepts of ownership, respect, asking, self-control, honesty, morals, and integrity, peace came into my home.
It's okay. Everything is over now. Everything will be fine from now henceforth. I've learned that for me to teach my children how to communicate positively, I have to model these positive characters to them. If I want them to communicate respectfully, I have to also talk to them respectfully. I love you and I want the best for you, okay?
I was so excited. We were gonna live in peace. With the Peace Solution Character Education Program, we learn to live in peace and harmony. And I and my sister learned how to respect my mother, I respond positively in any situation.
Hello, my name is Irene, and I will be speaking to you from England. The title of my speech is Self-Control. Self-control is one of the units being taught by the Peaceful Solution Character Education Program. The definition of self-control from the English Oxford Dictionary is the ability to control your emotions or behavior. Having the ability to control your emotions or behavior is not something that everyone can do. But with the correct training, this can be accomplished. Now, self-control are two words that work together as one. Self identifies you as an individual, and control means that you, as an individual, can take control of yourself and your behaviour, but this can only be achieved by being taught the Peaceful Solution Character Education Programme. Education in self-control covers all ages, all languages, and in all aspects of life. Self-control can help society to make men, women, and children behave better towards each other. I have had occasions of using self-control, sometimes in the workplace, sometimes with family. I would prepare by setting my mind in advance, and if a situation presents itself, I would stop, take a moment to evaluate the situation in order to respond correctly. When you practice self-control in your life, you should always keep it maintained by using it continually, as this will enhance your life choices by being positive with the teachings that the Peaceful Solution Character Education Programme provides. And when you do, you will gain the ability to control your emotions and behaviour. Without using self-control in your life can lead to having a negative behaviour, which also includes anger, disrespect, lying, and stealing. For example, a definition of stealing from the English Oxford Dictionary says, take something without permission and without intending to return it. That definition alone speaks very loud and clear. When someone steals, it affects everyone, whether it is within an organisation, the workplace, or supermarkets. To lower the risk of stealing, measures are put in place to prevent thefts, such as security guards, security cameras, and security tags on various items, the installation of barriers that can scan your shopping receipt as proof of purchase, bag checking when entering and leaving the premises. This is only a brief example of the consequences of stealing. Stealing is not just confined to outside of your home. It can also occur in the family household. Also, when a person is stolen from, this can lead them to suffer from the actions of others. They can feel shocked, confused, angry, sad, powerless, or embarrassed. Also, not leaving their home, a greater mistrust of others, or to begin to carry a weapon. People can also use other terms for self-control, which can include strength of mind, discipline, grit, willpower, restraint, and fortitude. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak to you today.